this, guys, I'll put a new in here, and I don't need to. Okay, guys, sorry about this. Again, this is a one-man show trying to do 5,000 things at once. Okay, I guess we are. I think they call it operating error. Okay, so this is a new link. Get shareable link. Go to new link, guys. Okay, so there it is. The new link is there, and I will pop out chat. And I'll move this here. Okay, so we are live, guys, and I'm recording, and everything is good to go. And I think let's check if this one's working out, because I'm trying to do the Rumble one at the same time. See the Rumble one. Is the Rumble one live? Okay, Rumble. We are. I think. Okay, Rumble one's live, guys. We are live. Okay, I'm gonna put this as well for those who aren't. Let's see if this works. Okay, this link. Okay, everything's working fine. Okay, live now on YouTube, guys. Send a link to everyone. Take number 2. Hello again. Amaterasu. Okay, I keep it. Sorry. Amaterasu. Okay, Amaterasu. Alethea 333 still. Okay, guys, we're on a second live stream. I'm gonna go quickly delete the original one here. Delete forever. Let's go. Okay. So this was super rapid, fast troubleshooting, because I forgot that Rumble, I need to keep updating the key, so it's not the. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, we are back on it live. Let's see, we have 10 people on. Tell everybody, send a link to everybody, guys. Send this link to everybody. Send this one to everyone, and let's just power through. And yeah, we are good to go. So, yeah, you guys can hear me fine. And Amaterasu, you want to say hi to them? And
hello, everyone.
Yeah, so can you guys all hear us? Can y'all hear us? Just want to double check with them. Okay, whoops, and yeah, can y'all hear us? And I'm gonna message on Rumble as well. Great voice, very quiet. Okay, so it says very quiet. Yeah, so that's my voice quiet, or whose voice is quiet? Okay, is my voice fine? My voice or hers? Okay. All right, guys. So we have that, and you're okay. So yeah, you're okay. I think they're saying yours was a bit quiet, like I was saying earlier. So guys, you may have to increase the volume. I tried behind the scenes. We tried to increase the volume, but it just there was no other option.
No options.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's better now. I think were you?
Yeah, because I'm holding the mic right up to my mouth.
Okay, that's okay. Someone says there's an echo. Echo with me? I'm gonna listen to my voice, see if it's listening to this. That's it. Testing. Testing. I don't see an echo. Okay, I don't see an echo when I do a test. Echo.
Do you need me to do the testing?
Yeah, you want yours is fine because I can hear yours fine. So they hear what you hear, or no, they hear what I hear. You hear Amy's. It's lower. Okay, I'm gonna lower my volume. Okay, how about now? So that you guys can make the volume. Okay, is it better now? I lowered my volume so that her volume would be the same. Okay. Okay, Jeremy says jet fuel actually does melt steams, by the way. Beam. Okay, solar is too quiet. So what I'll do is, no echo. I'm gonna lower mine so you guys can increase your volume. So I lowered mine. Let's see if testing. Okay, so I lowered mine so you guys can increase. Okay, yes, it's fine now. So that it's same volume as hers, and then you guys just increase your volume max. Okay, volume is good. Okay, and so no one commented on the Rumble yet. Anyways, so let's power through, guys. So again, we have multiple links. We got Rumble there. First time we had to troubleshoot live. We had to delete the old live stream and use a new one, and so on. All right. So we have 11 people on the stream. I think they all got the links messed up. All right, and I will go back to my YouTube quickly. Let's go to your dashboard. Sorry about this. MES. Okay. Okay. Alethea 333 says, "I know all about doing live shows. It's not easy. Yeah, it's definitely not easy. This one here. Okay, we're live here. Okay, this should be fine. 11 people watching. It is fine. So I'm gonna go and power through the description and housekeeping so on. So MES live stream 57. Electrogravitics with Amaterasu Solar. Yeah, did I pronounce it correctly? Let's try it again.
Amaterasu Solar.
Oh, Amaterasu Solar. Okay, Solar.
Yep.
Amaterasu Solar joins the show to discuss her father's work with the flying saucer scientist Thomas Townsend Brown and how their work got classified by the government. She also points out that disclosure of such electrogravity and free energy technology is the key to finally having a truly peaceful and abundant society. All right, and I put a links to everything here, and shortly I will play the video here as 8-minute video where Amaterasu Solar, this is a next level name, I like it. Okay, and I'll play a video that she made a summary of her, just basically of her story and her father's work and so on. Okay, top thumbnail, not to thumbnail. Okay, what does that mean? Top thumbnail. This is epic thumbnail, guys. This is Thomas Townsend Brown. This is this is your father there.
I don't know I don't think that's my father.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I just put a photo because from your thingy, right when you said father, you showed a photo there. I guess that's not your father then.
Well, no, it was the only photograph of anybody other than T.T. Brown that I could find that looked good and was part of the program. But no, I could not find any pictures of my father.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, there weren't very many pictures to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
You know,
okay.
I had like a dozen pictures that I could work with, including that one of Brown with the saucer.
Yeah, so your father's photo is probably classified as well. They don't want anyone to know he's working on it, possibly.
It's very possible. I do know that I don't have a photograph of him on my computer, so I couldn't.
Okay.
And he's deceased, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've been disowned by the rest of the family.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about this.
Oh, yeah, it's a long story.
Okay, we can include that in this discussion if you want, but.
Yeah, we might get there.
All right, great stuff. Okay, yeah. So here's some more housekeeping, guys. MES links as always. Click here for links to everything, and so on. This is where I put all the links there, and then also donate button, donate a bunch of cash money at me, and so on, and the guest as well if, on her links. And so yeah, so I put all your links that I could find. You have pretty much everything. You got YouTube, backup YouTube, Odyssey, Substack. You have a website, forum. You're on the Hive blockchain, Blurt blockchain, Steam blockchain, X, Rumble 2, Gab, Minds, BitChute. So I basically, this is kind of how I am. I put everything.
Most of those links, though, I haven't been.
Yeah, you haven't been there. I've seen.
In forever, and you know, the U-toilet. That's what I call it. It flushes the truth and leaves the turds in the bowl. U-toilet, I virtually never use, except that I threw a couple videos on fairly recently, but it's been years since I made my own videos.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, I did notice that. It was like a couple years ago that you have posted. But did anything happen with YouTube? Did they censor or delete your videos?
Oh, I've had several. I've had probably closer to a dozen of the items that were posted on U-Toilet flushed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, I've tried to talk them out of it, and every time it's like, nope, sorry, bye. And it's like, oh, jeez. Okay, whatever.
Is there any particular video? And actually, before I get to that, someone's saying there's an echo when I speak. I think is it echo with me? The Gnostic is saying, is echo still there? Is echo with me? Is echo with me or hers? Otherwise, I'll try to do an alt setup. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna delete this one. I'm gonna start adding. I'm struggling to hear Solar. Okay, so is there any way to increase your volume? I don't know how to increase your volume, guys.
Well, I'll just sit here and speak. Hold the mic right up to my mouth.
Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this audio input, and then so now I'm gonna add it after. So I'm muted now. Audio input capture. Mic add existing. All right, testing. Okay, is there echo now? No echo at all. No echo, Matt. Okay, so someone was saying there was echo. Now there is no echo. Okay. Trust me, Matt. 25-year pro sound. Yeah, the computer man is the computer engineer. Is there? And do you know? So we're using Skype. Is there any way to increase her volume on my end? Because better volume now. So what I did was I exited I deleted the input from my live streaming software, and then I got it back in, because there's an issue when I use like Google Meet or Skype, whichever one I do first takes over. I'm on a studio setup listening to this. All right, yeah. So we have a computer engineer pretty much on the show. All right, so going further. Yeah, I just wanted to go a few more housekeepings quickly. This was a job offer. Anyone wants to add timestamps, live stream, let me know. If you could use AI or whatnot, just let me know. I'll pay you in shoutouts. And also, so John Hutchison, I'm actually going to be, it's just confirmed, November 18th, Monday, I'll be in California with the John Hutchison and his wife, Nancy, she wants me to live stream this event where they're taking some of the Hutchison effect edibles that she's doing, Hutchison frequency edibles, and like 100 people there, and they're going to test it out. So I might be in another universe when I'm there, but it'll be pretty epic. All right.
Totally cool.
Okay, so that's this live stream now, and then in 2 weeks I'll be doing live stream with Methyl Miner on alternative health hacks and so on, and also November 23rd JFK live stream, and I might do a live stream with John Hutchison as well around the 16th or so. So, anyways, guys, that is it for me, and I'm gonna now read a bio on you, the one that you sent, and also it's pretty much everywhere, and then I'll play the video that you made, so everybody can get a hold of it, and then I'll let you basically drop some knowledge on us. All right, so Amaterasu Solar, or did I pronounce the first one? Amaterasu Solar is a multidisciplined foundational economist, social engineer, and layman physicist, also studying psychology, emergence, fractals, stigmetry. That's
Stigmergy.
Stigmergy. That's I just want to Google what this is. Stigmergy. This is self-organization. Okay, it's a form produced complex, seemingly intelligent structures without need for any planning or control. Interesting. All right, chaos, complexity, the tipping point, and other elements of science. She has spent the bulk of her 60-plus years on this planet seeking solutions to the problems that beset humanity. Her father was deeply involved in the study of electrogravitics, teaching her his successful experiments in gravity control and free energy, and painting a picture of flying cars, floating cities, and all the energy we can use as the world she would grow up in because of his work. When the technology of electrogravitics became highly classified, her father never mentioned his work again. All right, epic stuff. And also Paul from Newcastle says, hi, Amy, Math, Pam, and all right, epic stuff. Okay, so now...
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, all right. And now I'm going to play your video. I'm going to play this for the audience. I have it open 4 times for some reason. All right, I'm going to play this video. And okay, so this is as requested. I offer here what I know about electrogravitics is from Amaterasu Solar on YouTube. There, I'll make this bigger, and we will play this video right here for everybody. Your audio's cutting. Okay, Jeremy says, Matt, your audio's cutting out periodically. Is anyone else experiencing that? Okay, I'm going to increase my volume a bit. I just don't understand the volume, the sound issues. I just do not understand it. There's a microphone. I speak in it. I don't know why doesn't it just come out fine. All right, I'm playing this video. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Electrogravitics, gravity control, and energy from the ether. My father was an electrical engineer, graduating with a master's from Caltech and signing on with Convair, a major aerospace company back then. He was assigned to work with Thomas Townsend Brown on electrogravitics, doing experiments. Dad would come home and excitedly tell us what they were getting in their experiments: gravity control and energy from the ether. He would tell me what the world I would grow up in would look like because of his work. Cities would float, cars would fly, and we would have all the energy we could use. I could hardly wait for this glorious future. Then one night, Dad came home to tell us that he could not talk about his work anymore. He said, and I quote, "They want it secret for now." He could not answer me when I asked why they wanted his exciting work kept secret. but assured me it was only for a while. I don't think Dad grasped the intimate relationship between energy and money, or he would have known that they would not release it, ever. Money merely accounts for our human energy added into the system that accounts for our human energy added. Money is the foundational tool the top psychopaths use to keep control on our planet. It buys things and people. They can pay others to do their dirty work for them. Toadies, be they strong arms or armies, psychological operations, mass weaponry, and so much more. With money they can bribe, set up blackmail scenarios, threaten, ruin, and kill ones that threaten them through their toadies. Money moves the bulk of our planet's wealth, which is all of ours, to very few here, and those few are psychopaths. If they were not psychopaths, they would want to help humanity, not hoard the wealth, the power over others. As money is energy accounting, free energy would make accounting for our energy pointless, and they do not want that. A case could be made that it is the gravity control they hide, but the biggest thing they hide is free energy. Though I have very little knowledge about electrogravitics, I do have the basic foundation and want to share it. I am hoping others who can will experiment and share successes freely, so that free energy can be made available to all of us. And so, I will start with the Biefeld-Brown effect, discovered by T.T. Brown and named for a supportive professor. Brown discovered that when a high voltage was delivered across two electrodes with a dielectric between, placed on a scale, the unit would seem to lose weight when the positive electrode was placed upward and gain weight when placed downward. This is the Biefeld-Brown effect. Further experiments showed that when the negative electrode was small and the positive electrode was big, the effect increased. And when a high K dielectric was used, the effect became even more pronounced. When the dielectric was nonlinear, cone-shaped and/or with lower K at the negative end graduating to higher K at the positive, it added greatly to the effect. The higher the K value, the more the effect manifested. Through experiments, it was determined that what was happening was that a separate gravitational field was being produced, with the unit falling towards the positive plate, and as the positive plate was part of the unit, it moved along with the unit, creating a thrust in that direction. It was discovered that the thrust, with very high K dielectrics, was greater than the energy added to create the voltage used. Pulsing the voltage allowed for the relaxing of the constituent elements in the dielectric, which tend to orient in one direction, causing the effect to diminish greatly over time. As they use a physics that includes an ether in black projects, it was determined that this setup was drawing on the energy there. The ether is a sea of energy. We swim in it. It is proto-matter, the energy that can create and maintain matter. Electrogravitics can draw on this energy cleanly and 24/7 anywhere. One simple setup to draw free energy from the ether is to have some number of units on spokes from a central point, with a shaft from that central point leading to a generator. This is the sum of what I know about electrogravitics, but I think it is enough to get experiments going. And surely, if I had the money, I would be doing the experiments myself. But I, disabled, denied assistance, destitute, and technically homeless, am not in a position to do anything more than share awareness. So I leave it to you intrepid experimenters to help humanity free ourselves from the control of money here on our planet, stolen from us by the psychopaths in control through trusts, Unum Sanctum and the Sestui KV trusts, and deceit centuries ago. Free energy is one of the 3 pillars with which we can build a foundation for a truly free, ethical, and caring society to emerge from. It is the key pillar, as the other 2 are out in the open now. For more on the foundation, please see the playlist on my YouTube channels, Amaterasu Solar and Amaterasu Solar Again. And please share it widely. When enough of us know we can create better on our planet, we will. Love always. Humanity will win.
All right, epic stuff there. All right.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, without further ado, yeah, so you want to chime in there? There's some great insights on, but again, money, free energy and money are all basically interlinked. There's free energy.
Yeah.
What's the point of money?
Well, the way I have it worked is that once we have free energy flowing, and if there are any experimenters out there, please do not try to file for a patent.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, if you do, they will come get you one way or another. They'll buy you out, they'll hide your work, or they'll threaten you, ruin you, kill you, something. Instead, share any successes widely, freely, everywhere, as much as you can, so they can't just take it down and hide it. Because in the end, if you do get the free energy out, if we get it flowing, all of us will live as richly as we choose. It will not be, nobody will have to live in poverty unless they want to. I mean, if they want to, that's their choice. But most of us are not like, gee, let's go live in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really a work for humanity to release free energy however we can get it out. And, that is my aim.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see, what else can I say then?
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. Like I'm 100% agree with that. Like that's why the knowledge of free energy has been suppressed for a long time, and again, I became aware of this through 9/11. So once I came across Dr. Judy Wood's work on it, and then that's when I realized, all right, the stuff is real, and then everything else that I've learned is afterwards. Even the Thomas Townsend Brown stuff, I started looking into it after I came across 9/11, and. Mm-hmm. And I think before we get more into electrogravitics and also how it connects to money and your articles on that, we could discuss how we actually met. So we met randomly, I think, on Odyssey. I think I forgot which link it was, but possibly one of the 9/11 ones or free energy ones that I posted.
Yeah, could be. I really don't remember myself.
Yeah, and
I'm really bad at remembering
yeah,
such things.
yeah,
Really bad.
yeah. Because you said that. Yeah. So the when you commented saying that your father knew Thomas Townsend Brown. Yeah.
Right,
That.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember which one that was, but I remember saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
my dad worked with him."
No, that's great. So that's the thing I do like having is the first hand witness experience, and also I think you said his daughter as well. You knew his daughter, or
Yes, yes, in fact. Many years ago now, I was a silver contributor on AboveTopSecret.com back when it was first going, and I did not know it was a CIA operation.
oh wow,
Yeah, but at any rate, um, Linda Brown joined ATS, and we got to talking and discovered that she remembered being on a beach in Florida. And I remembered being on a beach in Florida where we had gone for, it was sort of a conference my dad was going to slash family vacation.
hmm
And so we met there, and, it's like, I don't really remember much about, what all we met there, but I do know that, we started talking and she started confirming many of the things that I remember.
hmm
And it's like, okay, yeah, this is not something that my mind decided to make up on its own.
yeah.
So,
No, this is great stuff. And then also you said above top secret. You thought it was CIA operation. Can you explain what gave
well,
you?
I didn't, it was a CIA operation. It may still be, or the CIA may have dumped it. I just know that it kind of lost its
Yeah, because you could.
impact, but
Yeah.
not before they kicked me off. They booted me off. A silver contributor. I did make it to gold a couple of times, then fell back into the silver category, and so I was big there at the time, and it was because it happened right after I suddenly had the click moment when I read Jeremy Rifkin's Entropy. I don't know if you're familiar with that work,
No, I haven't heard about that. What?
but
Yeah.
one of the thing that he said in that work was that all money is stored energy credits. Now I already knew
Mhm.
about free energy, and I went money, energy, click, and so I was started telling people on ATS about this. And of course, the CIA was not thrilled.
Mhm.
So they booted me off. And I suspect that maybe when I became that might have been the start of the targeted individual situation with me. Not really sure when that started, but I know that the probability that I'm targeted is approaching 100%.
Oh wow. So just to grasp that, so is when you read this I believe this is the book you're talking about, Entropy: A New Worldview,
Yeah.
nonfiction by Jeremy Rifkin and Ted
Yep.
Howard, and then and this was when you were you found this one while you were the a admin at above top secret.
Well, no, I was never an admin. I was a silver contributor.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, in other words, I was one of they had three tiers. They had the copper, the silver, and the gold. And the
Mm-hmm.
gold contributors got the most views and, the most attention and so on and so forth. And then the silver contributors came in just below them, and then they had the copper contributors, which were, still pretty popular, but not as popular as the silver. And so, no, I was never admin, but I was definitely a major contributor to the site.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. And then, so that's when you were, and you said they booted you off the above top secret.
They sure did.
Wow, and this
They
was
axed me.
it's,
Yeah, it looks very different now. It's
yeah,
totally different than it was back then.
yeah.
And I don't know whether it's still CIA or whether they sold it off to somebody or whatever. I have no idea. I left. I've had nothing to do with it. I think I've clicked on links to it about 5 times in all the years since they booted me.
Yeah. And what year did they boot you? I just want because I'm on Web Archive. I kind of look at how it looks like back then.
Oh, geez.
And
It's been over 10 years.
okay, so 2011. I'm just checking. Let's see how 2011 looks like.
When did it first start up? Can you tell that?
It looks like it's been 1999, maybe just before. But again, I do think it's controlled opposition, mainly because if you're talking about above top secret, 9/11's got to be right up there.
Yeah, the interesting fact I want to tell you something about.
Yeah.
Do you remember when WikiLeaks first happened?
I don't remember when it began.
Yes, that's what it looked like.
Oh, this okay. Go back there. Okay, this one right here.
The dark stuff.
Okay, I'll go back over here. This is above top secret like this.
No.
Even so, you're
Wait
way before that.
I'm probably looking at the wrong screen. Okay.
No, you're looking at the right screen. No, because I went back. I saw it and I skipped. This is 2005.
Okay.
I'm 2001. I mean, this is before.
No.
Like this.
No. Keep going.
Going backwards, or because I'm going back right now.
Because I was on ATS when 9/11 happened.
Okay, so 9/11. This is above top secret. I'll go to how 9/11. Let's see. Okay, this is May, and then you can see.
It did look like that.
Yeah.
It looked like the green stuff.
Okay, and
the
then
green stuff where it says above top secret.
This is an interesting. I just noticed something. Star Wars program. Star Wars UFOs weapons. This is July 2004. Okay, so they did talk about that. Yeah, so this is how it looks like 2004. Okay.
Yeah.
I will just yeah. But anyways, so this is how it is, and yeah. So you're a top contributor, and then they booted you off because you were posting about implications of free energy and money, or is that?
Yes. The connection between free energy and the need for money.
Literally, they just kicked you off of that for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They told me they made up an excuse saying I was spamming. Now,
okay.
How do you spam when you tell somebody, "Oh, I've got an article about that on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the link to the article on this Is that spamming?"
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But they made up BS and said, "You're spamming." And
yeah, this
oh
is...
well, no, they just didn't want me on. They didn't want me to bring that information to people. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing some research as we discuss here. Why are A911 truth? Okay, so there is some well, it's like a forum, right? So you have a whole bunch of people talking and so on.
Yes, it's a forum.
Okay, yeah, this is very interesting. I've never really looked on it because I never really liked forums that much because it's just too much noise, too much people commenting and on all this. It's hard to grasp.
Oh, yeah. You'd love my forum.
Okay. Oh yeah, your forum.
I'm the only one there.
This is that's great. No, that's this one right here on see the website there. Forum. Tap your it boards.
Yeah, TAP stands for the abundance paradigm.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, tap your it. Okay, the abundance paradigm. No, that's great stuff. And yeah, so I'll put a link to this is boardroom. Guys, join her boardroom and let me see what happens there.
That would be cool if people started to actually join and talk again. I mean, I had a lot of conversations back in the day, and then it got to the point where it was just me and a guy named Robo, and then just one day he stopped. I think he got in trouble, and I don't know the details. I never heard from him again.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, it's me, and I'm just posting links to my articles. And people still visit. I still get on the average of about 100 people visiting a day.
Oh, that's good. That's good
stuff.
stuff.
So yeah, it's like I'm not concerned about
Yeah, you have 1,000 visitors. I could see on my similar web. It doesn't show that it's 1,000 per month. That's good stuff. And then I do like that you're on Hive blockchain, guys. So and then last live stream I told everybody just get on the Hive blockchain. I have a lot of voting power. So if I vote your thing, you make every vote of mine makes you at least 10 cents. 10 to when I have a full vote, you get like half a dollar USD. Yeah. So this is hers on Hive blockchain. And no, this is great stuff. And so the next thing I wanted to discuss, let's just power through what else we had in here. And then now I wanted to discuss some of the actual technical stuff about the Thomas Townsend Brown stuff before we get to the money one. Because you mentioned that, because when I look at the mainstream, like Wikipedia, it just says his high voltage levitation stuff is just ionic wind.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's what they tried to say.
Mm-hmm.
But you take a look at them lifters. I mean, apparently you're familiar with lifters.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me what is directing the ions so intensely in the direction of down to be lifting the lifters up. So this, you just tell me.
So we'll play this right here and see how this looks like. It's the new link you sent.
Okay.
Okay, what we're looking at here is an asymmetrical capacitor. This fine wire on top being one plate, and this apron on the bottom being another. It's being tied down by these 3 threads, and one on the far side over here. And this is quite a heavy unit here. It's actually made from an aluminum pie pan that I cut a section out of near the bottom and ran it through a form so that it would become.
I'll just fast forward. When does it?
Yeah. People can go to the link and watch it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's play it from the beginning.
Little guy.
Yeah. So
there you go.
So it's literally thrusting itself upwards.
Yes, it is. And you have to ask.
Pretty rapid.
Yeah.
How are the ions delivering that intense of an effect with no way to direct them in any specific direction? You tell me. It's not ion wind. That is the Biefeld-Brown effect at its...
Yeah. Because I want to say Wikipedia says something about... I put a note here. NASA, there's no effect in a vacuum. I just wanted to see what NASA said. So this is the thing...
That's not true either.
So that's the thing. See, NASA. More recent studies held that high voltage proper vacuum conditions show no generated force. What is that? Like?
No, that's not. Don't listen to them on that either, because I used to have, and I'm sorry, my links for things from that long ago. I used to have a video link that showed them doing a lifter in a vacuum, and it was even stronger.
Yeah, so, that's what I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this. I'll just mute it in case there's any copyright music.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
Let's see some vacuum, because I have a vacuum chamber, I have a little one. Okay, let's see how these work. And then they put a vacuum on it.
Yep.
And then the vacuum suck out the air.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it looks like. Okay, is he gonna test it out? Because that'd be cool stuff to look at, which powered through. Why are these men celebrating success on a vacuum? Okay, so they're celebrating the vacuum experiment, and they're popping off champagne.
Yeah, but I had one where somebody, not Brown, redo a vacuum experiment.
Because I can create one if I just want to get the parts. I think I may want to try this out myself.
Oh, very cool. I want to hear.
Yeah, because so the thing is about anti-gravity and stuff like this. I actually uncovered. I'm like at least the one publicized it. I actually found some irrefutable proof of quote anti-gravity, and I put a link to my gyroscope videos. I don't know if you've seen my gyroscope videos.
not yet, but I'm sure I will.
So the gyro ones, nobody realizes. Okay, so it's MES anti-gravity and gyro videos. I made actually like a 22-hour long video on anti-gravity, basically on gyroscopes. And in my opinion, this is irrefutable proof of anti-gravity. There's like you know how Wikipedia says it's ionic wind for the Townsend Brown effect. This one, they don't even talk about this in Wikipedia. They just ignore it. So they don't even mention it. Like this is a discovery I pretty much I wouldn't say made because other people mentioned it, but nobody publicized it like what I did. So this is for those who haven't seen my anti-gravity videos. So if you just take a gyroscope, have you ever played with a gyroscope?
I have.
Yeah. So you know how it's like yeah, it just wants to resist your movement, your torque when you torque it,
Yep.
and so on.
Yep.
So now if you have put a stem on it and then make it like a spinning top. So this is what happens when you put it on a. I'll just fast forward here. So if you have a high friction, or this is a low friction base right there. This and then the bottom one is high friction. I'm just illustrating some stuff.
Right.
Okay. So now and also it's power through. I'm gonna go fast forward. All right. So if I spin this up, I'll just put some sound maybe. Yeah. So spin it up. Actually, we don't need sound. I'll just be talking. So if you spin this up, and now this is high friction at the base at the bottom. So then it processes. This is called precession. So when you have the, yeah. So you know this is just basic stuff, right? And
Yep.
and it falls
That's
down.
what the Earth does.
Yeah, and this just falls down. I know, but now this just falls down, right?
Right.
Yeah, but if you had a low friction surface, so now I'm doing this again. So now if you have a low friction one, and this one, yeah. So now this is high friction. Now if you have a low friction one, now what happens? Does it go down or up? So what do you think is gonna happen? Let's fast forward. It's going up.
Oh, it's straightening out.
Yeah. Okay. So I discovered this when I was again looking at gyroscopes after seeing Eric Laithwaite's stuff. Have you seen Eric Laithwaite's video of him lifting a 40-pound gyro wheel with one hand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
think I saw that.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
you just
yeah. So that's what got me
look
interested.
up on that? Yeah.
Yeah, I could show you that.
Wild.
Yeah. So this one here. So this is going up. This is going up without anyone lifting or anything. So this
Nice.
is going up on its own. And speaking about the free energy one, so I've been thinking about this for years. There's no other way I can think of it as this is anti-gravity in my humble opinion. If you go to Wikipedia, they don't even talk about this. They just talk about precession in a circle. So if you go to gyro precession wiki, they don't even know this exists. Like it's just absurd. So this is gyro precession on Wikipedia. It just goes. What it actually should be is it should go upwards depending on the conditions. And there's no mainstream equation that has it going upwards. And
Not
if you
surprising.
the only one they have is this goes up and this goes side to side, or like the this is nutation where it kind of wobbles a bit. But
Yep.
there's nothing on it. And the only one, a spinning top that so spinning tops, they have equations for it for rising, but they say it's because of the friction at the base. But my gyro one proves even the spinning top is wrong because the less friction, the better it'll spin up higher. So
Right.
so basically what I'm trying to say is this gyroscope, it's like in terms of pure technicality, it's anti-gravity. It's also so you can also make it even more steep, and I'll show you one that I made, and also going back to the free energy part. So if you know when you torque a gyroscope. So first of all, I showed you anti-gravity. If there's anyone that says otherwise, well, I like to hear the reasoning. There's actually a professor.
Really?
There's a professor of engineering, a retired one from UK. He started watching my videos and he just could not understand what's going on. Okay, so this is another part here I wanted to demonstrate. So you know when you torque a gyroscope, you felt that force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is, the actual speed when you torque it, it doesn't lose any speed, any additional speed. So what I mean is, if you just left it by itself, or if you torqued it, the spin rate wouldn't change. So in other words, all that resistance that you were able to get was for nothing. So you were getting a force for no reason. Do you get what I'm trying to get at? I can show you a video right here. I made this one here. So gyroscopes exert inertial forces with zero loss of spin rate, or additional loss to be more technically. So I'm going to speed this up to 1,000,000 times speed. Okay, so here on the top right, this one I make it rise on its own. This one here, I just leave it. And this one here, I torque with my hand, so you could feel the force. So in other words, you're feeling a force, but there's nothing happening around. So I conclude that the energy is not coming from the actual gyroscope. It's like external from it. So here, yes, so I'm torquing it right now. And then I start timing them. They're all pretty much the same thing for 18 minutes. And so this one on the top right, I have it rising. So I put it like that so it rises. And notice how steep it is. Notice how steep that is. It's going to rise on its own.
Yeah.
So now if I keep going, and this one I'm torquing with my hand, other one I just don't touch it. So I'm going to go fast forward to 16 times speed, just goes power through. And look at the time. So in other words, all that force you're obtaining from it is from nothing. So in other words, I can't conclude anything else, but this is a quote free energy and anti-gravity. This one's on the top is rising. So this one's risen on its own already. This have a rotating base, so if you have a low friction or rotating base, it just goes upwards.
Sweet.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to illustrate, and then the Townsend Brown stuff is I eventually want to get to that, because this one is, because I did a lot of civil engineering, so I have a background in civil engineering and mining engineering, but when I did the civil one, gyroscope, I just could never understand how was it the mainstream narrative or just never fully explained it in any way.
Yeah, I agree. I have always been fascinated by gyroscopes.
Yeah, because it's I think my view is I think atoms are just pretty much miniature gyroscopes. Even magnets, I think they're just miniature.
Well, my estimation is that particles are electrogravitomagnetic fields.
Yeah.
That are made up of electrogravitomagnetic fields that are made up of electrogravity, No,
I understand. What I mean is the field itself, I think, is just the ether being in rotation. So what I mean, I think atoms are just rotating gyroscopes. So that field you get is just that interacting with the gyro. So this is spinning, so now it has a quote inertial field where it's just somehow solid. And I can demonstrate a bit more of that. So anyways, I'm torquing this, I'm fast forwarding, I'm going to go all the way till it stops. So they all stop at roughly the same time. So the one I was torquing the most actually was, I think maybe a bit longer than other ones, but so let's see how long I look. Yeah, so basically around 17 minutes, 26. The one rising, yeah. So the one I was torquing actually did the longest one, and it's just a regular gyroscope. So that's that part. And this one I'm going to start doing some videos on this guy named Dinyu. So to go back on, this guy discovered, I'm going to start making videos on his stuff. And I also asked him to get on the live stream as well. So, you know how I said that gyroscopes, magnets are just rotating gyroscopes. So what this guy did was he just took so here's, if you have two magnets like here on a string.
Uh-huh.
And then just let them float, and then they just move around and then until the opposites attract.
Right.
Yeah. So then you could also put it sideways. Yeah, you could put it sideways together and so on. So what he did was, and also he's just describing. So what he did was he took just this foam right here with a propeller inside. So it's spinning one way. So you're going to have one way that's going to be the top, one way is the bottom. So one way you'll call it north. So this one will be north, this will be south. And then you put it in water. And it does the exact same thing as magnets would do. So it rotates, and then the opposites want to go. Opposites want to attract. It want to push it. So when you have the like ones, it pushes the water away, and then this one starts attracting at the edges. And then similar ones. This is just rotating. It's going to get to the other stuff. Okay, here's determining the vortex. It's green. He's just showing you which way would you consider north. And here's a first experiment. So you have these here. They're spinning together super strongly. And then now I think it's going to start separate them. Let's go back to this part right here. Okay, so here, okay, this one is a good one. So here's the magnet on top. The magnet's on the bottom, and this is just a spinning propeller at the top. And then ready, and this will go. Yeah, so then this is it's gonna correct itself so that the opposites attract, and this one's gonna start moving opposite each other until they attract as well.
Cool. Yeah. Yep.
And so this guy has a model of basically electromagnetism as the ether just rotating, and I think he's definitely onto something. And he has some other ones here. Okay, so this one here, if you put like to like, So this is the south. This is North Pole to North Pole, North Pole to North Pole, and this is the top is just water spinning. This is just magnet. It's gonna flip to the other side. So then he lets go, and then they flip others. Oh, it's gonna flip to the sideways actually. Yeah, so exactly.
Yep.
So something's up here. And again, viewing this with the ether setup there, I think, again, one step further is just gravity control is just, I think, yeah, my view is I think gravity is just incoherent magnetism. So it's basically, if you, for example, if you have magnets like these ones where you have a North Pole, South Pole, they want to attract, but if you had a whole bunch of magnets together, they'll attract any magnet. I'll do one more demonstration just to drive the point home. This is from Fractal Woman. I actually had her on my she had an interview last year on the channel. So if you go to gravity magnets, so this one's just a very simple demonstration, and I even commented, I think, so simple yet so amazing. It's 4 years ago. All right. So these are just a bunch of magnets.
Let's do that again. Here's a tiny little clump of incoherent magnetism. It's a bunch of magnets, a bunch of atoms, let's say, that are clumped together, and they're clumping together and they're not repelling each other even though magnets repel. Okay, let's bring it close and it sticks.
Yeah, so basically if you have a lump of magnets, that's just gravity. So that's I think a good demonstration of it. All right, so that is And again, going back, now I want to get your take on the ionic wind right here. Yeah. So I think there's definitely if I could test it in a vacuum chamber, but like when I looked at it, there's no way it could be just some sort of ions floating strictly down to float upwards. I couldn't grasp that. And but another part I want to say about the Wikipedia, they try to distance themselves from B field for some reason. They said that there's no evidence that he actually knew B field. So like what?
Oh no, that's bull.
Yeah, so
that was one of his professors at school.
Yeah, so it says here, after quitting Caltech, Brown studied 1 year at Denison University, where he claimed that he did a series of experiments with Professor of Astronomy Paul Alfred Bayfield, although the present-day Denison University claims no record of such experiments being carried out, or any association with Brown Bayfield. Wikipedia is literally the absolute worst.
I call it wiki slimia.
Yeah, it's a absolute worst. Yeah, so because I did the
total garbage.
They have similar stuff with the Eric Laithwaite one. Eric Laithwaite one. They lie about his about Newton's laws. So they lied about it right here. He says, despite this rejection and the fact that Laithwaite later acknowledged that gyroscopes behave fully in accord with Newtonian mechanics. This is a lie. He never said that. He made his own theory of Newtonian mechanics. He made his own separate one. And this is a complete lie. He also made a patent at the end, but he was hoping to do it before he died, and so on. So this was just a literally missed. This is one of the most I think deceitful article. This section right here, it's like you would expect from mainstream news, like CNN or Fox News or whatnot. This is
well, it's owned by the same people that own all those media outlets. So
and
put BS out wherever they can if it makes a difference to them.
No, definitely. And again, this is the Eric Laithwaite one where I want to drive home the point. And again, anti-gravity is pretty much... Yeah, so this is a video you've seen, right? I posted this on my channel as well. This is one where...
Did any higher than that?
Yeah, this is the one where he couldn't lift a 40-pound wheel with two hands vertically. I'll play this.
As I talk, you'll see that lifting it is quite an effort. It weighs about 40 pounds, and I can't lift it any higher than that without a lot of strain.
Yeah, so vertically up, you can't hold it. And I'll just illustrate even more the cover-up. So now he just spins it up, he can just lift it up. So I assume you've seen this one.
And the minute I shall let go with my...
I think.
Yeah, and then he just lifts it up. Watch what he does. So that's 40 pounds. He couldn't lift it with two hands vertically. Now look how he lifts it.
Left hand, and holding this remote end of the shaft only, I shall lift the wheel through 5 feet, all on its own with no effort on my part.
Yeah. So he lifts it up, no effort, and completely on the side there. And then if you look at, now if you Google anti-gravity wheel or his name, you have a cover-up artist. This guy here with 34 million views. The Veritasium is another giant one. This guy's a big scammer.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with Veritasium indeed.
Yeah. So he's definitely an undercover agent. Him and his this fake professor over here.
Yes.
And you can see what his explanation for how Eric Lather did that. Notice what he was. Notice what he says right here. He says, "Oh, I think this is the explained one. This is the explained one." So they lie about.
So what's happening?
Oh, this is the other guy. This is the one here. Him as professor. It's just complete
session of a gyroscope.
So a lot of these influencers are just a lot of them are agents, which is.
Oh yeah, they're there to.
Yeah.
Put a lie to the truth.
Yeah, and then so notice he's saying that the reason he can do that is because he's saying that if you hold it away from this thing, it's too hard. But I'm like, Eric likes to lift it up vertically. See what he's? Can you see the deception right here?
With only these two forces, there
He's saying that Eric Lather couldn't lift it like this unless it's spinning. But I'm like, that's not even the issue. He couldn't even lift it vertically, not being torqued.
Yes, I know. It obviously.
Yeah. So again,
that's bunk.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the psychopaths. This is.
Yep.
And this guy here is also he covers up how spinning tops rise on their own. So what I mean is that effect that I showed you where they rise on their own. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. Yet and there's only, but they still have to have this professor guy covering it up, which I cover in other videos. All right, but anyways, this is some epic stuff. I kind of go on a tangent once gyroscopes are brought up. I kind of go on a tangent, and because it's anti-gravity and otherwise. And now last part. Actually, two videos I'll show, and then we'll get back to your stuff and also I do want just some more info on if you know the technical stuff about Townsend Brown. If you could just summarize it a bit. But first I'm going to show this video. Actually, this one first. So this one right here. So this one I posted. This is Francis McCabe. He died, and so after he died, YouTube just deleted his Wikipedia page. But this gyroscope right here is 1,000 times over unity when you look at torque. As the motor right here can only torque. I think it's like let's see, 2 foot-pounds. Let's see, the input torque is 2.5 inch-pounds. That means it can torque. It can spin a weight that is 2.5 pounds 1 inch away. Sideways like this. Yes. But if it's processing, he shows that it can torque and rev it up as well a 50-pound wheel 25 inches away. So you calculate the torque, it's about 1,250 inch-pounds, but the input torque reading is the motor can only do 1.25. So in other words, it's 1,000 times torque over unity simply by the gyro processing. So it's
inches.
So he goes over here.
It's 2.5 inch-pounds at 12 volts.
So
just no.
So it's so super weak. You can stop it with your hand. Is what I'm trying to say. So you and then if you rev it up here. So once you rev it up from when you have zero torque, rev it up, and then once it's spinning, it can just power it. So in other words, it's being floating in the air. Yeah. So now it's powering it up with a motor that's pretty much like you get a little battery that could power up this 25-pound wheel, or 50-pound wheel.
Yeah.
So that's I wanted to show that, and I do definitely think there's applications here in literally lifting anything up for cranes and whatnot. But again, this debunks, in my humble opinion, pretty much mainstream physics.
I have no love for mainstream physics at all.
Yeah. No, definitely. But the thing is, at the end of the day, mainstream physics, they still have like all the computers and all this, and people think they're smart. And they also locked down the world with the COVID psyop and all this stuff.
Yes.
So I do like kind of reaching out to the mainstream, because when you wake a few of them up, they kind of realize. Like my friend, like he's an engineer, he knows a lot about the stuff, but it's like he doesn't want to lose his job, so he's quiet. So it's
I can't tell you how many people are
Yeah.
Well, if I say anything, I lose my job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's money, right?
No, it is. That's what it is. Okay, and now this last video I just wanted to show because this is a discovery I made that I still can't wrap my head around. Okay, this one here.
Okay.
Remember I showed you the gyroscopes can rise on their own?
Yep.
This one here, but if I add a weight here, a counterweight, so this counterweight wants to push it upwards, right? So if a counterweight, if this pushes down, it wants to lift the gyroscope upwards. So I balance it just so it's like slightly below here, but so if I add a weight, it should rise up faster, you would assume.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think happens? It's in the title, but yeah, look, this was I discovered this by accident. I was trying to make it rise up faster, so I added weights. I'm like, okay, what happens if I add weights? Would it rise up faster? Because and it's on a string, so I was trying to figure out what in the world's going on, and then when I was doing this experiment, I was trying to make it rise upward. So look, I made it balance. It's like semi-balanced, but anyway. So notice what it's doing. I just powered it up. Yep. Okay. And I'll speed it up right now. So, and yeah, so I just did it, and I was watching it, and I noticed it was like slightly moving down. I'm like, I could not believe that. I'm like, is it still actually going downwards?
Yeah, it looks like it's
so
dipping downwards.
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, I'm fast forwarding it, but you can see how slow it is, but it's going down.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of those like okay, and just so as it loses its spin speed, it is down faster for some reason. Okay, so it's going down, so it's able to lift it's able to lift the counterweight upwards. So you're able to torque this heavy weight just by it processing. And it's and it's not losing any spin speed. So in other words, it's free energy.
Yeah.
It's not losing any additional spin speed. But so like it's doing all this in the same way as it could have been fine just not doing anything. But it's doing that. So it's lifting upward. So that's that.
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I lied. I'll show you some one more video. I wanted to show another one. Okay. So. And I eventually wanted to get to magnetism, so I have like a whole bunch of experiments right here. And I have, the later ones I started doing some magnets experiments. And then this one here was one of those that kind of baffled me the most. This one right here is a spinning top. But it's a magnetic spinning top. So you have a magnet and it's steel there, so it spins. Yeah, so I just wanted to show this. So you have a spinning top, a regular spinning top. Here's what a regular spinning top does. So here's a regular spinning top. If you move it around, it wants to always point opposite of gravity for some reason. Okay. All right, and now if I add a magnet. Okay, so now a magnet that's attracted to it, so it's stuck to it, like it wants to stick to it. Mm-hmm. So if I put it there and now I spin it up, so the magnet is attracted to the steel, so it wants to get it closer to it. But if I rotate it, yeah, so if I rotate the thing, this pushes against the magnet.
Sweet.
So you can literally have a UFO upside. You can go fully upside down as well.
Oh, I bet.
So it counteracts magnetism, and this also shows, in my view, that gravity and magnetism are pretty much the same thing, but in different like modes. It's behaving the exact same thing as if it was.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I call it the electromagnetic field.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Because it's all the same in different formats.
Yeah, it's that ether. I think again, ether control. It's everything's is the ether and how.
Well, speaking of the ether, I always find it funny where they try to say that the Michelson-Morley experiment disproved the ether. Mm-hmm. When you look at what they disproved, what they disproved was a stationary ether, not the ether, just a stationary framework that things move within. That's not what the ether is. totally not stationary. So yeah, they didn't disprove the ether at all.
No, yeah, definitely, and it's so. In other words, they disproved one variation of a possible ether. It's like the ether can mean a million things.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, no, they're saying a luminaire is. They're saying that there's some sort of ether that's the ether wind. I think that's what they meant. Some light wind where light travels along this thing. But my view is that light is literally just a ripple in the ether, and that everything is just a ripple in it. Similar.
Everything. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
I agree.
So if you're measuring it, you're not going to be able to measure this in this mechanism because it's going to be your instruments are moving along that ether. So you should get a
exactly.
Yeah. So you should get a null experiment, a null thingy there. And again, Michael Morrison, I think they also believe in ether regardless. I think they also believe in it. I think this mainstream pushes. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Well, the people who don't want us to know that we're swimming in energy that we can access.
Yeah.
Pretend like, oh, they proved that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
When no, they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I brought up ether to one of my friends who's not a physicist in any way. And he's like, oh, didn't they disprove the ether a long time ago? I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Who are you?
No, they did not.
I'm like, how do you even have this capability of saying that? Yeah, so that was that ether part there. Okay, and let's see some more stuff here. So, yeah, so and also I want to we'll discuss this after, but I want to get your thoughts and also if you can describe more about how your father got involved with the Townsend Brown experiments.
Oh, well, I'm not really absolutely certain exactly how it all went down. If you understand that I'm talking about a time frame between the time I was...
Oh, yeah. How old were you? How old were you there? This is fascinating.
I was 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah. I was aware of it. I remember my dad when I was about 2 telling me about the experiments and what it would mean for my life. And in fact, this is an interesting thing. My dad wasn't home for bedtime often. But when he was, he'd be the one that would read the bedtime story to me. And as soon as he told me about the cities floating, the cars flying, and all the energy we could use, when he come home and read the bedtime story, instead of reading it, I'd beg him to tell me what the world was going to look like.
Also, sorry to interrupt. Your audio is a bit like, yeah, even people are saying it's going in and out a bit.
Oh, well, I don't know what to do
Are you holding the mic closer to your mouth or no?
Oh, I'm practically eating it.
Okay, yeah, so it's all right. Okay, that might be it might be just a movement, but it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right, guys.
I'll do the best I can not to move.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, it should be fine. Just
Okay. Anyway, so he would come home and he'd say, "What do you want me to read?" And I'd say, "Just tell me about that." And he'd say, "Well, cities will float, cars will fly, and we have all the energy we can use." And I say, "Tell me again." And he'd go, "Again? Yes." And I'd demand that he tell me like 10 times in a row, and then I'd go to bed. I didn't want a bedtime story. I wanted to hear that. And that's one of the reasons. And a lot of people think, how could I remember things from when I was 2? But in one of my videos, I point out that my first memory began the day I learned to walk. And I was just past 1 year old. And I remember very clearly. It was the first time I got to pet a cat. Right. It's like in one of my videos, I think it's the one, Why I Am This Unspeakable Thing, where I talk about why I am an anti-vax.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
No, definitely here. This is
don't want to speak it.
We're all anti that jabby jab.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it talks about the fact that I was jibby jabbed for protection against DDT. I mean polio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how the reason I am, I have psoriatic arthritis and bone spurs in my thumbs and all of that other problem I've had since I was 6 years old. You know, the next morning after they gave me that, I woke up and told my mom my bones hurt.
Holy. Okay, so you're actually
Yeah, I mean, there's
Vax
no
injury.
question.
Yeah. Okay.
I was very happy and healthy and wonderful right up to that point.
Mhm.
And, she just blew it off. She didn't think of anything, And, I kept telling her, my bones hurt, and, for a long time, months. And she started calling me a hypochondriac.
Wow.
Well, to be honest, I have lived in pain ever since that day.
Wow. Yeah, that's sad to hear. And yeah, and I would assume that was your mom, right? That was trying to distance herself.
Yeah. Well, she was very. She didn't take me very seriously, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, might be. She's probably guilty. If she probably feels guilt. If
I
she...
think it had to do with the experience when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Which was about a year before I got the fun injection.
Mm-hmm.
I also did an article on that called "Our Children Are Not Kids."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll pull out your articles.
Yeah. In there, I described the satanic ritual that my friend was murdered at.
Your friend was murdered at?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
When I was
But
5.
Okay, yeah, your microphone is in and out. I don't know why. Maybe if you just make it further out. I don't know why it cuts in and out.
Is that a little better?
Okay, this is better. Yeah, this is better.
Okay, I hope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to put the mic to get it to work the best. But yeah, you should be able to find an article called "Our Children Are Not Kids" on any one of the platforms I'm on.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know about your. If you were on Hive before, I would have given you a lot of upvotes for many years.
Oh, not a problem. Anyway.
Kids. This is. Okay, our children are not kids.
That's it. With the yes.
Yeah, and you have a very unique thumbnail color scheme. I like it.
Well, for a while I didn't have that, but when the first time I put it together, I went, I like that. I'm sticking with it.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of my articles have that purple and yellow and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, that's a good. Okay, now I get it. Kids are baby goats. Interesting.
Yes, they are, and they sacrifice goats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I get very irritated when I hear people talking about their kids. It's like children, not kids, children.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, it's another one of those satanic inversions. Even when you say hell, even hello is like a hell in there. It's like the most used greeting is a hell in there.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah, that it's discusses the whole ritual.
No, that's
and how I hadn't remembered it except for I had a couple of images in my head that I had nothing to connect to. Nothing. Until I read one day, for some reason, I didn't know why at the time, I was like, intensely interested and loathing of Satanism. I wanted to know as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of looking it up on the web and reading about it. And then one day I read that sometimes they will sacrifice the children of their members without telling them they're going to be the sacrifice.
Oh, wow.
And that clicked it all into my brain. And, it says there.
Yeah, it says here, I just didn't realize this. So it says, I'm not sure who started that practice to call our children kids. but I can place a good probability it started in psychopathic circles who worship Satan. Ball child sacrifice is practiced in these groups. I know because when I was 5, a friend I had made at satanic rituals, I was taken to by a man who married my mother's sister. Will not call him, quote, uncle. He is no relation to me. Was murdered on the altar at the last ritual I was taken to. So you're actually taken to a ritual.
Oh, I was taken to a number of them and was sexually abused. And
oh, wow. That's brutal. Yeah.
And that incident, when that came back, a bunch of other stuff came back too. And I know there's other stuff that I don't remember. But it's interesting. When I was 16, that man took me aside. He was dealing with junior theater, and I was in junior theater, and he took me aside and asked me if I remembered going to, and he starts listing off these places that, no, I didn't remember at the time. No, I didn't remember going to these places. And I finally said, what's this all about? And he says, oh, nothing, and turned and walked away and just left me there.
Oh, wow.
So I have that going for me as well, that, gee, maybe I'm not making this up. I can't imagine, because I was, like I said, 16. I wasn't dreaming at 16. But I was very confused. And why did he do that? What? And then I just forgot about it. But then I remembered him doing that when all this other stuff came back to me.
Oh, wow. That's brutal. And about the memory, because you're saying you didn't remember, it says here you did not remember the whole thing except for a couple flashes that had no context for until you were 35.
Yes.
So that's
about 35 when all the memories came back.
So how did that occur? Did it start flooding in, or how was that memory like being locked away? Is that part of that ritual?
Well, like I said, I read that sometimes in fact, I describe it in there somewhere. Go down a little bit. Yeah, past this picture. Okay. There. Okay, I read about them sacrificing people, and then the first thing I remembered was the scream. And I was I was shaking when I remembered that, and then the memories just flooded out in both directions. I don't know how I don't know how to describe the backwards in time, but I remember I could describe the forwards in time from that point where the woman rips off her mask screaming, it was supposed to be one of you.
Oh, wow.
She's lunging for us because it was her daughter.
Oh, wow. So Zarda being sacrificed.
Yeah, it was the mother of the child that they killed. On the altar.
Oh, wait, so the mother of the child was on the altar?
No, the mother was one of the participants in the ritual.
Yeah, and then there was a child.
And the child was in a mask. And she had been told that it would be, I give some probability she had been told it was going to be me, but there were like 10 or 15 other children there with us. So, I don't know which one would have been the one she was told was going to be sacrificed.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
but when I looked up, they lifted the mask, and it was my friend. I could tell it was my friend, but my friend was not moving, and sure looked like some blood around, and I wanted to, you can read the whole story there.
Yeah. So this is your friend that was the mother's child?
Yes.
And also the other question is so how did your mother's sister marry that man? So did she know that he was into this kind of satanic stuff?
Unknown, but I don't think so, because he would take me to rituals telling my parents that, hey, why don't you have Amy come over and spend the night with her cousin, who was roughly my age, a little older. And then he'd send my other cousin that was the same age as my sister over to my parents' house. And then he'd take us to these rituals, and these would happen. See, both of my aunt and the man who married her were in the theater. Okay?
So there.
And she
was
would
there
go
too.
she would go off to do theatrical performances somewhere out of town, and he would have me come over and take me to these rituals.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in the rituals though. But she knew. I would assume she knew about it fully.
I don't know that she knew.
Oh really?
My aunt. No. Like I said, she'd be out of town performing.
And then he would take.
Meanwhile, this man is suggesting to my parents that, like I said, I'd spend time there at his house when my younger cousin, who's my sister's age, would spend time at my house with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, and then he'd wake me up. We'd go to bed. He'd wake me up and take me out of bed and sometimes get me dressed like a whore. You know?
Wow.
I
Oh,
mean,
what?
seriously.
Mhm.
And we'd go to these rituals, and so no, I don't know that my aunt necessarily had a clue.
Mhm.
I really don't know.
Oh, that's I didn't know about this aspect of your life. This is quite next level. Yeah, and
I've had a very interesting
yeah.
life.
So you somehow connected to Townsend Brown, and then part of this satanic. You're involved in these rituals.
Oh, well, I also have another article that
Okay.
might be of interest.
This is like this is
Check for Montauk Project Reject.
okay. Reject.
There it
Montauk.
is.
Okay, so yeah, your memory's good on an article at least. Okay, so there's the radio frequency Montauk. Okay.
Yep.
Why am I in this unspeakable thing? First memory on day I learned to walk past 1 year of age. I can remember many things. One of them will relate to you here. Okay, and yeah, can you summarize or what should I be looking
The
at?
summary is basically, we moved out to Long Island when I was 2, and somewhere between the time I was 2 and the time I was 3.5 when we moved back to San Diego, I was taken out to Montauk Point to Camp Hero and taken in without my father, who was with me up to the point that we got inside the building. Taken through these doors, I have no memory of what happened except maybe the flash of an ET that I have was from that. I remember being in a chair, not even a full second. Yeah. There I explained.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, my memory ends. What happened there is still unknown to me, but for a flash of being in a chair and while I was in the chair and an ET was looking at me, I don't even know if that was a memory or it even belongs in that scene or what, but it seems to me that it was from that missing time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The next thing I went through the doors. The next thing I knew, I was coming out sobbing because I knew I had somehow failed something. I don't know what. I still don't have much.
So you would pass through the doors. I continued to cry as 2 men and I passed through the doors and into a long hallway, brightly lit with fluorescence. Okay, yeah, this is I have heard about those stories where the ETs can get people out of the room, the doors and so on. Okay, yeah, this is next level.
And then what's interesting is what my father said to me when, there it is, right in the middle, next paragraph up. Because I said to him, I'm sorry I failed. And he said, that's okay, honey. That means you get to stay with us.
And that was your dad saying that?
Yes.
So what in the world's going on here? So some sort of, this is...
I don't know the details. All I know is, I wish he had not passed.
Mm-hmm. When did he pass away?
96.
Okay. And it says it was not
a while.
Not long after this, my dad was transferred back to San Diego to work with Thomas Townsend Brown. So after that is when he was working on it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else your dad mentioned
Well, I
through
think
the
my
years?
dad was working with Brown before we went out there,
Okay.
and then came back.
Yeah, it
to
was
work
transferred.
again with him.
It says transferred back to San Diego. Okay.
Yeah, because we went out to Long Island, but I think
Okay.
the dad was working with Brown, and I think maybe because of me, he got transferred out there so that they could maybe get me into the Montauk project. I don't know the details. I wish I could talk to my dad.
Can I get your dad's name? Is that okay or no? I just want to see if there's a background.
Well,
Google it. See if I can see what shows
I will
up.
say this much: there's virtually nothing on my father, and the reason I don't like giving out the last name that I was born under is because people make assumptions about it. You've got to grasp that when the Jewish people were came into Germany, they were given German names. And my last name is one of those names that was given to them. But they pronounce it differently than the German way. And my last name is German, and I am of German descent, but people always think that I'm something else.
I think you're a Zionist or
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just have avoided giving out that last name. It's not my last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you can give it up, maybe up to you. If you can give it up privately, I just want to do like a background check on the dad to see if anything pops up with Thomas Brown, and also your that man that married your sister. Your aunt's sister, your aunt. Yeah, if you can get his name, I just want to see if his name pops up. If he was maybe arrested or anything.
Well, no, to my knowledge, he was never arrested. He passed away after my father did, but not many years later.
And the other part is, have you read that book about that I forgot what's her name, the Transformation of America book?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's her name? I think I read some of it.
Okay, I'll say Transformation. Just to see, Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien.
Kathy O'Brien, that's it. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Kathy O'Brien's work.
Yeah, I just want to see if it lines up with your stuff. So just to see how accurate it is.
Conspiracy theorist.
Well, no, I this is the Wikipedia.
I love Wikipedia. Wikislimia.
No, the one thing I like about Wikipedia is that it just summarizes what the mainstream is, so they have all the links for it and everything. So, so it's like all the links are right there, and then you can go. For example, you can go to the website right here. So it's like they do the heavy lifting, and then you can actually go to see real stuff here.
I have a meme that I made that says, "I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a conspiracy analyst."
Yeah, that's pretty good. Definitely. But even in a theorist, it's like at the end of the day, we're theorizing what reality is, and even a conspiracy theorist, it's actually a criminal in criminal law. That's actually people are actually charged with conspiracy. It's like a group of people working together. So I don't know. It's like it's just a code word. But again, I'd rather be called a conspiracy theorist than a masker or a vaxxer. So that's
yes.
So 100%. Yeah, but the Kathy O'Brien one, it is pretty interesting. She says that the people that she interacted with, they thought of themselves as aliens, but she didn't see them. She didn't see them as transform as an alien though. So I was wondering if some of that alien that you saw in ET, if that was possibly part of the mind control, or was that an actual?
I have no idea. Like I said, all I have is that flash, and again, I really don't know that it necessarily was.
Yeah.
For real, it could have been my mind just made it up.
Yeah, they could have interacted with at the same time.
My gut says that flash came from that time I was back in the back of that area at Camp Hero.
Okay, yeah. So that's Camp Hero. Where is this place located?
Camp Hero? Oh, it's the end of Long Island.
Oh, Long Island. Okay, so that's Long Island is that's near 9/11. So you're near Satanic Central.
Yeah, Long Island is pretty long. It's like 100 miles at least long.
Yeah.
And
Let's go Google Maps. Okay, there it is. I just wanted to...
yeah, and Montauk Point is very close to Camp Hero.
Okay, Long Island. Actually, Camp Hero, I mean. Camp Hero.
It's way down.
Yeah. Okay, so Camp Hero is way down here. So way at the edge there.
See?
So right. No, yeah.
Way down there.
So no,
that's and our place that we were living in was closer to the city.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't in the city. It was a suburb of New York. I wish I could remember the name, but you know, my parents and everybody I could ask are dead at this point. So, what are you gonna do?
No,
but
this is a prime location for satanic rituals.
Yeah, but see, there's Camp Hero.
And there's Montauk. It's literally Project Montauk.
Yeah. This is Montauk Point.
Okay.
That's the name of the lighthouse is what, just past your red blob there.
Yeah.
And in fact, in my article, I remember seeing the lighthouse and thinking that's where my dad was taking us. But he said close, but no, we're not going there. It's not quite where we're going.
Okay.
That's where we were.
So
at the time.
So I just want to ask, because you said your dad somehow said that, oh, it's good you get to keep you, so he might have been dealing with some of these projects. So, but as a personal thing, was your dad a good guy, or what do you think it was?
As far as I can tell, he was a very ethical gentleman.
Okay.
But,
But again, similar to that those satanic ritual where the mother, when it's her own child, she was freaking out. So she was fine with sacrificing other kids, but not hers.
Yes.
Yeah. So
exactly.
So maybe one of those. Yeah. Okay. So this is prime location because I'm kind of doing like investigative work as well, because you're trying to see what I can connect the dots, and then this does seem like it's the Long Island. There's 9/11 nearby. There's Project Montauk location right there, and it's like prime location if there's some sort of human trafficking going on. Absolute prime location, right, and ready to basically put in a shipping container and throw it across the world. Because similar to the Kathy O'Brien, I posted about it because I noticed something that was really interesting about Kathy O'Brien. Kathy, because I was big on the Pizzagate days. I wrote this on Steemit. So you know how there's a big talk about Haiti and like the Hillary Clinton campaign, foundation in Haiti and human trafficking, and so on. So in her book, she also wrote that Haiti was a prototype of New World Order controls. This was 1995. That was in her book. She wrote that, and then and she also, if you ever heard about, there's a lot of code words in the WikiLeaks release with hot dogs and like pizza.
And
So in her 1995 book, she mentioned that Dick Cheney and Ronald Reagan had an ongoing joke about hot dogs and Ollie North. One of those, I think.
Yeah, I remember Ollie North.
Yeah, so Ollie North, I think one of those that spy psyop, whatever.
Yep.
So if I go here, so this was, she wrote in her book, page 114, my first response to this officer was that Houston was too stupid and crooked to be connected to U.S. intelligence. Just want to go to the Haiti right here. Okay, and then going further. So referring to my mind control involvement in Haiti operations via NCL, Casey further defined the cause. Your heartfelt mission in Haiti has helped in my New World vision. Actually, where did I? It's been a while since I read this. Okay, this is right here. There could be no world... there could be no world peace without peace of mind, and there's no peace of mind under my control. Haiti, once a prototype of New World Order controls, has now been used up and discarded by the CIA and Jesuits. UN peacekeeping forces have created a smokescreen illusion of peace by keeping it from the Haitian people. Again, this is 1995, and this isn't actually a protest, someone protesting. This guy's a pro-Trump person in Haiti saying, thank you for stopping Clintons from re-entering the White House because they were going to destroy Haiti. But again, Trump's not going to do I think he's going to do the same thing.
They're the whole, it's an entire production to
it is.
cast sandy hooks into our emotions and
Yeah.
drag us where they want us.
No, definitely. And going further, the Kathy O'Brien one. So she said a couple things. So one thing says that marijuana was able to bypass the mind control.
Yes.
And
Yes, and
do you?
that's why they made it illegal,
Mhm.
because it made people. And now these days, the legal stuff has
Yeah.
been tainted. I've got an article in there called "Painter's Tainted Herb."
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Because I'm gonna go to Nancy and John Hutchison's house, and she's using some frequencies of like electromagnetic frequencies that Hutchison's doing on her edibles on the weed stuff, and apparently it's
Oh,
super.
sweet! You
there's-
know, if I could find some
Yeah.
honest, I've just been living in pain since
Yeah.
my supplier left the country and quit
Oh
the
wow.
business.
Yeah,
so-
it's like I don't like I don't do like pretty much any drugs unless it's like a social thingy. But if I'm invited to a 100-person theater to do live streaming and test out Hudson frequency edibles, yeah, I'll be in another planet. Yes, I'll be there. I'll be teleporting. I'll tell you if I
Awesome.
see ETs. But yeah, so I want to go here right here. Also, I got a comment. Timothy Sullivan, a super fan, saying Kathy O'Brien has her husband, handler is a former FBI agent, and so on. Well, possibly there could be some sort of intermixing going on, some sort of being controlled. But nonetheless, some of the parts were too eerie. Like in her book, again, 1985. This was from her book, and she was saying that, let's see, as usual, Cheney and Reagan were drinking this time to access so early in the day. Reagan's cheeks were flushed and his voice slurred as he greeted me. Well, hello, kitten. Dick and I were just discussing the plight of the Contra since this Ole North thing broke out. Cheney's alcoholic, foul mood was immediately apparent. He was agitated as usual as at Reagan's informality in my presence. Apparently, I had come in during a serious discussion about Contra, as Reagan's mood was more somber than I'd ever seen it. He took a drink and looked out the window. Americans believe in their country, hot dogs, and Ole North. Chinese started to laugh at what seemed to be an ongoing joke about them and hot dogs and Ole North. So something I just found that interesting because the hot dogs was a code word and so on. Like John Patissa said, the email said that he had a hot dog stand in Haiti or Hawaii, I think. And again, it could be mean little boys. Now again, I wouldn't rule it out because it's all a bunch of creeps. All right.
I agree.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. So this is I didn't know about your involvement in these rituals there. So the rituals one, is there like because can you describe the mindset of that man that married your aunt? I think that's how you want us to call him instead of and also the woman there at the ritual. Does any memory come back about like why are they doing this? Like what are they trying to do? What is sacrificing a kid gonna do?
No, I really. If you read my article, you will discover that, you know, I was very bored during the chanting and all the yada yada that they would go through. So I just jump into my imagination and spend time in my own mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I really what yanked me out of that was hearing her scream.
Mm-hmm. What was that article again? I lost track. I just want to go look at it. I just want to go back to it. I forgot which one it was called.
Oh gosh, now my brain's just kind of fried. Children.
Oh yeah, the kids one. Yes, that's the one.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, and then this is a chanting. They were chanting and stuff, and then began the show. A priest chanting, the flock responding, and I became bored. The child was lifted to the altar and placed lying down, face mask upward, and then again the chanting and all. And I went back to my dreams. Yeah, this is yes. You were bored when they were chanting.
Yeah, when they were doing all the yada yada, I didn't really care. I was into my daydreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was paying zero attention.
Mm-hmm.
Just zero attention.
Yeah. And then so it says my friend's mother had stripped her mask off and screamed and screamed. Then she turned us children crying. It was supposed to be one of you. She lunged towards us screaming that over and over and was caught by a couple of other adults and restrained from coming close to us. I looked at the altar and saw the mask had been lifted from the face of the child, and as you likely guess, it was my friend. She did not move, and then they just stab her. Or what did they do?
I don't know what they did to her, but by the time I looked up, it had already been done.
Holy, yeah, this is absolutely
Yeah,
wild.
I have no idea. All I know is that my friend was on the altar and she wasn't moving, and I seem to recall some blood.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, you know, if you do the article, I explained that they hustled us out because somebody started banging on the door down below, and so they got us out of there. And
Mm-hmm. So they kicked you guys all out after?
well, you know, and I kept asking about my friend. I kept saying, you know, is she okay? What's up with my friend? And they wouldn't answer me. Nobody would answer me until I got into the car, and I'm asking these people that I didn't know any of them really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's happened to my friend? And finally the man in front in the passenger seat turned around and said, she's dead. And I mean, it just shocked me, and then I started bawling. And
Wow.
the woman next to me leans forward to him and asks, why did you tell her? And he said, she has to know.
She has to know. Wow.
Yeah.
No, this is wild. And like I was saying, this happened multiple times. This is the first time, and
well, that was the first time there was any sacrifice that I was aware of.
oh, okay, this is the first time.
But there was a lot. There was one ritual, and I don't remember exactly what happened to me, but that I was on the altar and I was being sexually abused. And beyond that, I have no other further
on the altar.
data.
And everyone,
Yes, on the altar, and everybody was around me, and they were all, and then I have a memory of talking to that friend that got murdered.
Mm-hmm.
At another ritual, where they said somebody else was going to be the center of attention. It was a different ritual than that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I want to be the center of it. I at that age, I always wanted to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
And she turned to me and she said, we can't always be the center of attention. She was 6 years old, okay?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was like my mentor, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why it was so, you know, I was very attached to her as a friend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She guided me through a lot of the rituals, and then to have her murdered,
Mm-hmm.
and then I explained what happened when I got home, and the reason that it was my last ritual was because, you know, even though the man who married my mother's sister told my mother that I'd had a nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
and I kept saying it was real, she decided that I couldn't go over to anybody's house because sleeping away from home gave me nightmares.
Okay.
And so that was the last ritual I went to. Believe me, I probably would have been really gross if I'd been in that whole thing much longer.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was out.
So she told her husband, yeah, not to take you out anymore, or did she know he was taking you out to anywhere, like or what's the alibi?
No, like I said, the aunt was out of town.
Oh, that's okay. That's the only time it would occur when she's out of town.
Right.
Wow.
As far as I can recall, she was always somewhere else doing a show, performing.
Yeah, so let's say afterwards when she says don't go anywhere, but she's gonna be out of town. When she was out of town again, I'm saying that's when the husband wouldn't take you out, or did it occur any time after where she was out of town and you were just left with the husband?
No. my mother wouldn't let me go over to their
Oh,
house.
the mother wouldn't let go. So the mother
My
wouldn't go.
mother.
Oh, okay.
My
I
mother.
got it confused because okay. So your mom. Yeah, I got it confused. Why? Okay, so she wouldn't let you go to that. Okay, that makes sense. So initially, I thought you were staying
like
at
I said,
there.
he was convincing my parents to let me go over to his place and my younger cousin go over to our place.
Yeah.
We'd swap. And then he'd take me to these rituals once he got me over there.
And the younger cousin, was that their kid or who? What is that?
Yeah, that's their kid. They had three.
Okay.
They had 3 children, but at the time they'd only had 2, and I had a sister.
Oh wow.
My younger brother was not born. Their youngest daughter was not born.
Okay.
They had 2 sons. My parents had 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have me go over there to spend time with the cousin that was my age. They'd have my cousin that was my sister's age come over to my parents' place.
Okay.
He'd swap us out.
Wow. So you do the trade, and did you pick up on anything that happened with their kids, or do you think that was?
I have nothing solid to go on at all. No.
Yeah, and as I said, children. I keep getting. I'm like programmed to say kids. Yeah. This is that's wild. But again, I think even like even baby goats shouldn't be sacrificed for for these rituals.
Well,
and whatnot.
yeah, I agree that sacrifice is a poor choice, but
Mm-hmm.
especially suggesting that our children should be in the category that some people sacrifice. Just no.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people say, well, you're probably part of that because you were in that when you were little. And it's like, quite the contrary. I am utterly disgusted by it, infuriated, sickened. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm not in that at all.
No, definitely, yeah. But this all quite fascinating overall, and yeah, let's see what else did we have here. Because I kind of took a detour on that. I didn't I didn't realize. Yeah. Yeah, but is there anything?
I realized I had such an interesting life.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also said that you're homeless right now, or what's going on?
Oh yeah, well, if you read Targeted Individual, you learn that I have applied to a gazillion jobs over the years. I mean, about 20 years ago, I got laid off, and I started looking for work, and I was applying. I think I mentioned I was applying to, on the average, about 35 jobs a day.
Okay. It says here 10 years applying nearly daily.
Yes. Sometimes 50 jobs.
35, 35, 50 a day.
Yes. And I would get people that, virtually all of the interviews were on the phone. And I had quite a few interviews where they say, we love your work. We love your personality. You're hired. Okay, basically. And then they'd say, we'll get back with you on when you start and, all the details. And then I wouldn't hear anything. Not a word. So I'd 3 days later, I'd email or I'd call or, something. I'd reach out. And emails went unanswered. Messages I left with phone calls that were never returned. Over and over and over and over. Now, if that had happened just once, I would have said, meh. Weird company, glad they didn't hire me. But over and over, I mean, it's common practice that if you say to somebody, yeah, you're hired, and then something comes up and you can't hire them, you get in touch with them and say, sorry, we can't.
Oh, what?
Because, whatever. You don't just blow them off.
And that's happened? How many times has that happened? Like, just saying that you got hired and then blow you off?
I would estimate close to 100.
100? Oh, wow.
Yeah. when you figure out, I applied to over 120,000 jobs.
So I think. Do you think possibly the satanic rituals might be? They might have flagged you as a.
I don't know because I didn't even remember. Oh, I didn't bring them up. I remembered this stuff, but I never talked about it. It's like I only started talking about it when after 10 years. I mean, I didn't even suspect I was targeted until 7 years in. It took me that long to start thinking this just isn't right. But I kept on for another 3 years hoping I was wrong. But it just persisted the same over and over and over and over. I did manage to talk to about 5 people. I did manage to get through and talk to them. And every single one of them sounded very nervous. I was like, why are they so nervous? And it's like, well, no, we decided that we're not going to fill the job, or we changed the job requirements and you don't qualify.
Wow.
And it's like, first of all, I qualified well beyond what they wanted. So what did they change? And one of them, the very next day after telling me that they had decided not to fill the job, they newly posted the job on the same site I found it on.
Wow. And
okay, so now they lied to me. They lied to me.
Okay.
Why were these people nervous, and why were they lying to me?
Yeah, and it says here, someone's questioning the 120,000 applications you did. 120,000. Is that?
Like I said, I figured it out. That's at 35 per day.
All right, 35 per day. Yeah.
Yeah.
35 times 365 times 10 years. That is 127,000. All right, you got it.
Yeah, like I said, it was at least 120 because some days I'd apply to as many as 50.
And what?
So I was going, low ball there.
And what kind of
job? How many?
And what kind of jobs were you doing? Because you says here you.
Design.
Oh, traffic design. Because you were a foundational economist, social engineer.
But all of these are non-degreed.
Okay.
These are, I guess a polymath.
Yeah.
It works.
I
had studied a great deal of many things.
Yeah.
But my work was, what I was showing off was my graphic design, which
it's pretty good.
A lot do graph. Okay, now I did do my Society of Ethical Sovereigns, everything there. That's all my work. I did, like this one, I changed colors. I used somebody else's thing. I popped out the share, changed colors of that. So I do a lot of tweaking of other people's stuff. But I mean, I can do things from scratch if I have the time and inclination. I started on Photoshop 1 point something. It wasn't 1.0. I missed that mark, but it was like 1.3 or maybe 1.6. I don't remember. But, so I've been doing graphic design for a very long time. And I had a portfolio, which I was showing to people right and left, and they loved my work. And then they didn't hire me. I mean, they said they did, and then they didn't.
Is there any reasonings that they're giving? Like, is this
like I said, most of the people never called back or returned emails. The emails might as well have been written and thrown off a cliff somewhere.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the only thing that I think would be this satanic ritual stuff, if they somehow track that you're remembering your stuff and they want to just blacklist you.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think it had much more to do with
the money,
putting together the free energy and the money.
That is true. And you've seen my 9/11 stuff, I assume. I was wondering if you could.
I've seen a bit of it. Like I said, I haven't.
Yeah.
I just pretty much came across your stuff fairly recently too.
Yeah, because I saw you're on Substack following 9/11 revisionist because he's on the.
Yes.
Yes. I think he found you after I posted on my chat. Yeah. Yeah, because 9/11 again, that's the big one where it has the towers turning to dust using again free energy technology. So it's like connecting that as well would be another. This missile will be bigger target on you. No.
Yes.
But yeah, so the money one, that's an interesting view on it because once I realized free energy exists, that's the first thing I realized. Like, what are we working for? Like, what's the actual working for? And yes, actually, if I could showcase your best article on that. Actually, before that, another question that says here, you mentioned that your social security card wouldn't work, or
no.
Things that you want to buy wouldn't work. Let's say.
Yes, there were things that I attempted to purchase that I knew I had some had enough, plenty more than I was trying to purchase that would not go through. But so now things are going through, except when I try to get some clean cannabis. But
All right. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
I think that has more to do with them not letting people have clean cannabis.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
And then the other question is, because you're homeless. So where do you live
I
or
have
sleep?
a friend. Okay, I was kind of bouncing around at various friends, although my home base was at this friend's place. Prior to the pandemic hitting, and then a lot friends moved away. A lot of friends bought the bullshit and didn't want anything to do with me. And, some had family members move in with them and didn't have room for me. So I've been stuck in this place on the floor. I've got about 6 square feet of space I live in. Thankfully I have access to a bathroom and a kitchen, but I live in this six square feet. And I really want to get out. I want to have my own place, and that's why I asked about maybe using some hive stuff to solve for that, because I'm
definitely that's why
I've been working so hard for humanity. That's what my work is for.
No, it's good. It's good.
I want to solve for these psychopaths in control.
No, definitely, and also, my view is it's like, you want to solve for that, but also at the same time, we also need to be able to, solve our own plight and anyone around us, because
that's what solving for the psychopaths will do.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah, no, definitely, and
if we get rid of the money, we all will be able to. Do you know that we're all multimillionaires? Did you know that?
Yeah, but what do you mean? What do you mean by?
Well,
over a long time.
Every single person born to this planet owns a share of its wealth. Now, the quantity of share can vary, but there's so much wealth on this planet. It is an extremely abundant planet. Don't buy their lies.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That no one could even come close to using their share of the wealth. Even close. But what the psychopaths in control did, and if you look up trust, look up heist. Heist is probably
the big heist.
Thing. Yes. Okay, that explains it. What they did was take humanity and declare us incompetent. Put our wealth into trusts, not telling us anything about this, and declared themselves the trustees. And John D. Rockefeller, own nothing, control everything. They don't own it, but they control it.
Yeah, so they're the trustees for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if we get rid of money, then we have access to our share of the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep it from us with money.
Yeah. Again, I think it's like they keep it with money, but it's also the whole system in place. So,
Well,
so you got to suppress free energy.
The whole system is founded on money.
Yeah, yeah.
Money is at its root.
No, yeah, definitely. But
And so, if you get rid of the point to money with free energy, then we wind up with the ability to do any ethical thing we want to do.
Yeah.
And there are three laws of ethics, and those are the only laws. You might also see an article in there called
I think it was natural law.
Calling a legal aid a law. That's the name of it.
The article, yeah. Speaking about free energy, but I think it's just beyond just free energy, but free like anything. Like it's like my philosophy is like I don't charge anyone for any of my videos or content. I just making it all free. If anyone wants to donate, they can donate as much as they wish. But like even if I have a Patreon, but I don't put anything behind a paywall, just because I like having it all free. Legal.
Yeah.
So it's
Legal 8.
Legal 8.
Yeah, legal 8.
What's 8?
LEG.
Oh, legal 8.
Yes,
8.
legal 8.
Calling a legal aid. Okay, I did skim through this one.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So legal aid. Can you explain what a legal aid is?
Yes, a legal aid is anything and everything in the legal system.
Okay. Everything and everything in the legal system. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are all legal aids. None of them are laws.
Yeah. Interesting.
There are 3 laws, and you can see them right there.
Okay. Do not willfully and without fully informed consent hurt or kill the flesh of another. I think in some ways, even if it's consent, you should. But again,
Well,
no, just joking.
The
Yeah.
thing is, you also have to grasp that children cannot give
Yeah.
fully informed consent. And,
Yeah.
you know, people say, well, if a child says I can screw them, then I can. No, they can't give fully informed consent and guarantee you're hurting their flesh.
No, definitely. And then
So-
let's go read law number 2. Yeah, no, definitely. I was just thinking because some people they just unless they're sadists or and the question is what if they're what if they're mind control behind the scenes? Yeah.
If they're adults, it's not ours to say they can't decide
Yeah.
to have somebody kill them.
Yeah.
I know it's gross,
No, that is true. And
but
then,
it is ethical. If
Yeah.
they decide that and somebody kills them, no problem.
yeah. Unless they're using some sort of mind control or other technique.
Well,
But
then that's
not ethical.
not fully informed
Yeah.
consent.
No,
That's
yeah.
manipulation.
Yeah.
That's coercion.
No, definitely.
Those don't count.
No, I know. And then the question is like, well, how do you know if they're coercing them or not?
Well, I agree that
Yeah.
there may be moments that we have questions, and that's for people of the moment to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. So the
Can't
next one.
solve all the problems all the time here.
Yeah, number 2, do not willfully and without fully informed consent take or damage anything that does not belong to you. So there's the kill, hurt, and there's the take and damage. No,
Yeah.
definitely. And then third one, do not willfully defraud another, which it can only happen without fully informed consent. So defrauding, and then there's basically lying to people, and then there's the other one, killing and hurting. The other one is taking and stealing. So stealing.
Yep.
Yeah. And then legal aid is basically everything else on top. There's ethical ground, legal system. That is true, legal system.
Well, you must grasp that the way the legal system, i.e. the Admiralty law, swooped onto the land, because it was the law of the sea,
Yeah.
was through the sewer system. Literally.
Interesting. And then,
That's what they used to justify bringing it onto land.
can you explain a bit more of the sewer system? How do they? Because the sewer system is all public, or it's like.
Well, the sewer system is water.
Yeah.
It's water.
No,
So
that is
they
true.
just
Yeah.
said, well, we sail right into the sewer, and here we are on the land.
Interesting. Yeah, no, yeah, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use a lot of ghastly stuff to justify their system that they keep us enslaved within.
No, definitely. I looked at the Amaterasu Law stuff before. There's definitely a lot to it. But I think even without it, it's just like when you have psyops like COVID, 9/11, and it's like then from there you get to build a whole bunch of legal aid laws on top, where the whole public is hoodwinked into thinking, well, if we don't remove people's rights and, like, for example, security at the airport or wearing a mask and social distancing, XYZ will happen. It's like, wait, but those are things that are psyops. Yeah.
The thing that you've got, there's a couple things that you have to grasp. First of all, the news, every single one of those news stations is an entertainment corporation.
Yeah.
And legally, ethically, they must tell the truth, or at least let people know that it's fiction. But legally, they don't have to tell the truth, and they don't have to tell you because, gosh, they're listed as entertainment. Now, I don't know whether you can find that so readily these days, but I looked at Dun and Bradstreet way back when I first heard that they were, and I proceeded to discover that indeed Dun and Bradstreet had them listed as entertainment. And
which news story? Which one was that? Which network was that? Because I think Fox News, they were getting sued for.
I checked Fox. I checked ABC. I checked CBS. I checked NBC. I checked MSNBC. What other ones were there back then? I checked them all, and they were all listed as entertainment. But I think they've covered that up in some way now.
Yeah.
I just went to Dun and Bradstreet and looked them up,
yeah.
and then I looked up the United States of America, and it is a for-profit corporation.
That's the part of the Amaterasu Law. So I think that's U.S. America, and then that's dealing with the capital letters on the person's name and all that.
Yes. It's all intertwined there.
Yeah, definitely. I was trying to wrap my head around all that. It is very interesting. And the other one I wanted to bring up was when you said about entertainment, because I think Fox News, they had to pay $787 million because of their Dominion voting machines, like when they were saying that the election was stolen by the Dominion ones. So apparently they had to pay, I think, but I was trying to find where the article was. They tried to use as their defense saying that they're entertainment or something like that, or they're just making an opinion. Instead of deliberately pushing lies. So that's
And the other thing that we need to grasp is that not only are they where was I going with this? The psychopaths in control think that they can eliminate their karma, put the karma off themselves. If they tell us, I'm sure you've heard Revelation of the Method.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and also there's that book also written called I think that's what it is, Revelation of the Method, or the exposure of the hierarchy or something like that.
Something like anyway. The point is that they tell us. Put that in quotes.
Yeah, a method.
Through things like movies and TV programs and songs and other things that aren't really telling us jack. No, most people don't even know that they're being told anything. They think they're being entertained by all that.
Yeah.
And so they tell us these things. And if we don't say we don't consent, they take that as implied consent. Now, ethically, in order for implied consent to be valid, they have to tell us, every single one of us who might be affected. Oh, they also will do things like tell us symbolically, esoterically, or they'll publish something in an obscure journal that has 20 readers in the middle of, Podunk, Iowa or something, where that they'll publish their plans there. And then they'll expect us to do all the research and all the understanding of what they're putting out and if we don't say we don't consent, it's implied consent. And it's like, no, you have to tell us, each and every one of us, who you might affect, exactly what you're doing in the vernacular we speak and not legalese, in clear and concise terms. And then, if we don't say anything like, no, I don't consent to that.
Yeah.
If we don't say, then you can take implied consent. But putting it out in obscure and bizarre and esoteric and not specific ways cannot be used to take implied consent from.
No, definitely. And the question is, well, let's say, but then dealing with, let's say, a judge or whatnot that is already drinking in the Kool-Aid and, or worse, part of that system. Then it's like...
well, that's all judges.
Yeah, so it's pretty much every judge, they pretty much have to be like Freemasons or something like that.
Well, it doesn't really matter if they're in the legal system, they're part of it. Whether they know it or not.
No, definitely. And then,
so that's why I don't consent to the legal system. I do not consent to the legal governmental system. I have an article, just withdraw consent, and another one, join me as a sovereign on ethical ground. And both of those are aimed at getting people to say no more. I'm outie.
Is there withdraw?
I deal with the system. I deal with the system only when I have to.
Yeah.
And it is always.
Yeah.
At all points, under duress only.
Well, that's good. That's good. Actually, good point there. I should do that because I try to avoid it as much as possible as well, because it's nothing good would come out of these guys there. What was the title? Withdraw and.
Just withdraw consent.
Okay, I think it's one of your older articles. This is way back.
Those are
Okay, all posts. I gotta click all posts. But yeah, like I was saying on the Hive blockchain. So Hive blockchain. Also, if you have videos, you can upload to 3Speak. Even if you want to upload your old videos, I can upload those ones. I've a lot of upload power. Withdraw.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
So withdraw consent. Setting myself free. There's no article on that. It just says what many have asked what it means to withdraw consent. There's none of articles on.
Hold on. Let me.
That's probably on Odyssey. That's probably on Odyssey.
It's on. Well, I'm pretty sure I have it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Odyssey can write articles because it's
Yes.
Yeah, but nonetheless, articles I just mainly put which will peak, but also whichever one earns money, because I think you're in blurred. It's a lot.
Just stop consenting is the name of the article.
Oh, okay.
Just
stop.
Stop consenting.
Yeah, no, that's good. You're very organized. It's like it reminds me of me. Okay, so that's good. And there. And do you upload it to Information War? I think you just.
Yeah, I upload.
Is that a tag?
Yeah, it's a tag.
Okay, yeah, because you can also.
I don't know whether they're still in business or not. I just keep the same tags.
Oh no, I mean that's just a tag. I mean it's just a tag, so you can click it and see what's trending now. I use it as well, but I have several communities. I have MES Science, MES Nano and Truth, and MES Conspiracy. I should have an MES Ethics maybe or MES Law. So this is because there's difference in community. When you're in a community, other people in that community can see it as well.
Yes.
Why is this showing there? So this is what I mean. Yeah, I always tell people to post on there if they're on. If I post 9/11 or conspiracy related or science, you can post on there. And for example, here's MES. Actually, I have a targeted individual. I did a live stream on targeted individuals actually.
Oh, cool.
Which are the people that are hearing voices skull, like those ones, a lot, like almost, like very, very, like a lot of so-called lone shooters said that they were hearing voices in their heads telling them to kill. Some of them saying that there was aliens,
Yeah.
that would abuse them and so on if they don't do it, or some of them saying that they're the devil, saying that only way you can, we don't.
Yeah, I think they have used P2K.
Yeah.
So
that's that. But anyways, a community is just like it's like a thread there. But anyways, I just want to jump in that. So stop consenting. So yeah, this is another part is because I've heard a lot about admiralty law. It's hard to pronounce. Admiralty law. I'm like the worst at pronouncing. So the other part is what practical like advice could we give just to average person? Because like let's say they have to deal with it in some fashion. For example,
every time they just make a statement publicly that they don't consent to it, and that anything they do in that system is under duress, and then sign things like under duress or
that's a good idea.
Without prejudice or all rights reserved. Okay, those are all ways that you can sign things to say, I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing it because the universe insists I do it or else.
Yeah, for example, like driver's license and all this, and like passports.
I don't have a driver's license. In fact, I've got an interesting article.
He had everything.
walking the walk and walking the walk some more. Walking the walk.
Okay.
You just where you were right there had links.
Walking.
Go back. Go back.
Whoops.
Whoops. Not there.
Whoops. I think I got it. I'm gonna go back here. Walking the walk.
Yeah, there. Okay. See, it's on there, down at the bottom.
Yeah, see? Walking the walk and walking the walk some more.
I suggest reading Walking the Walk some more because it has more details.
Did you make this one? It says here.
Yeah, I typed that up.
First a strict
ethical notice.
Okay, so now I think this is why you were probably blacklisted. All right.
Oh no, I that's long afterwards.
Oh, okay. So
I assure you.
Interesting.
That was what, 2020?
It's just 2021. Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, 20. No, I've been blacklisted for 20 years.
Wow.
It's been at least 20 years that they've been messing with me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and so this is this is how to walk the talk. So who did you send this to?
The court.
For what was the reasoning for this one? And send it off certified, and then no. So you sent it to the court. What was the context behind this?
Well, I described the tickets in the thing. I did not show up for the court date, and they did not put out a warrant for my arrest.
Okay.
I sent that.
A ticket. What was the ticket for?
Oh, there were 6 tickets, and they're in the letter above.
Okay.
It's in the imagery. You can't.
Oh, it says an imagery. I just want to see the stuff. This is interesting stuff here. Okay, so vehicle purchased by me and secured party creditor. Not using for commercial purchases. So as I hold $100 million.
Yeah,
okay.
I've got $100 million bond.
Copy which includes.
I can't access any of it, but I haven't figured out how. But I've got one.
Okay, how do you write that in legalese? How did you obtain that?
The only thing I can do is suggest that people get in touch with my friend who does those things. His name is Robin Weigel, and he's the one that did it for me. Email is securedservicesco at protonmail.com.
Okay.
And he can give you far more data on all of that than I ever could. Just tell them that Amy or Amaterasu sent you.
Oh, Amy or okay. Amy's easier to.
Amy is easier to remember,
name is
and he'll
Robert.
know who
Secured
it is.
Service Co. And this is
Yes.
his website.
It may. I think it is.
Yeah. Conscious living, because it does seem like okay. There's preventing COVID-19 and related dangers. Okay, no, that's good. At least they're anti.
Oh yeah, he's
This is
on
some,
our side.
oh, this is some interesting stuff there. Okay. Okay, what about someone's in the chat saying, what about focusing on the real conspiracies? Well, we focus on a lot of stuff. I just want to see what other.
What real conspiracy?
Well,
Wasn't it all real conspiracy? Like
on the
legal
real
system is a conspiracy.
No, it is. Yeah, everything is a conspiracy in my humble opinion.
The politics is a conspiracy. It's all a play. I just did an article called where'd it go?
Oh no! This guy says try to kill Trump. No, Trump is the biggest conspiracy.
It is a planetary problem.
Anti-Trump channel. Okay, this is this is an anti-Trump. Someone's saying that yeah, he brought up they try to kill Trump. I'm like, no. You've seen that Trump scenario? I think you wrote an article on it. We'll talk about current conspiracies. I think that's what they were saying. Current conspiracies.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the Trump one. I think you wrote one on Trump.
Yes.
The ear one is
the Trump show.
Yeah, the Truman Show, the Trump Show. It's literally the Truman Show. Yeah, you saw that it did look really fake. And I don't know if you've heard about my. I actually predicted this would happen beforehand. I made a live. Have you heard about that or no?
Feeling that would happen too. Something on that order, yes.
Oh no, but I'm saying, have you seen my actual
No, I didn't.
So I did a live stream about Trump. I predicted. I made a live stream predicting the Trump fake assassination. So I actually, I published it. I think 1 month before. Yeah, 1 month before. So go to Twitter from Trump predictive. So you can see my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump predictive. I've been going on for at least 2 years. So this was, this was June 15th, 2024, because his birthday is June 14th. So I wrote right here. Look at the date of this. The date is June 14th, 2024. So I said, MES Livestream 41, Trump fake assassination predictive programming. Join me as I deep dive into the many instances seemingly foreshadowing Donald Trump's upcoming fake assassination and recovery. Unlike other claims of predictive programming, this one is for an event that has not yet happened. And I showed a bunch of predictive programming, or again, like that revelation of the method. This was a Snoop Dogg a music video beforehand. It says bang and shooting him. So again, I went over 3 hours worth of basically saying this is gonna happen, and then a month later it happened, and everybody started messaging me saying, "Yo, you called it."
Yep.
All right,
That's very good. No, I had a feeling that something was in the works like that, and
yeah, no, definitely.
I don't know if you know on Substack, Mike Huggins. Huggins.
Oh no, I'll have to look that up.
But he does some really good work looking over. He's got some interesting ideas. I'm not sure I agree with on other things, but he rips the Trump thing to shreds.
Yeah, okay. Mike Huggins, let's see here. Alien Hunter, Cosmic Gunslinger, okay. Vaccine Reaper Report.
Yes.
Just go welcome. How do I exit? I just want to see it. And yeah. Let's see the trapped in a Trump hoax. This is July 13th, 2024. He hasn't posted since. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's been away for a while. He said he was going to take a break. But some of the pieces where he goes through and shows, there are women pretending to give men blowjobs in the audience.
Really?
Yes, you can see it. I mean,
where? Let's see.
That's not in this particular article, because he's got He said he was going to publish 666 Trump hoax articles.
Oh,
And
this
I
was
think he's
latest.
on-
Oh, never mind. This is latest.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 6 hours ago. Okay, never mind. Okay, so he has a bunch there. I'll look it up here.
Yeah. Well,
That's right below.
Almost all of those articles are about it. And I don't know which one
Job.
bring.
Which.
There's several of them where he mentions it.
Okay.
And one of them where he shows picture after picture.
Okay, this is here. A woman dressed in all black crawls to the body while a girl in a purple hat reads her text, and Waldo gets a BJ. Let's see here. Where do I see this? This is something just to yeah.
Well,
I think
some of his images are not as clear as others.
Yeah, because it might be just
But there's other articles where he has a lot clearer. You can see it very well.
Yeah, so this is the thing, Waldo. What's he circling here? If I could see this is 804. Because again, extraordinary claims need extraordinary.
Well, like I said, this is not the only article, and it's not.
No, I'll have to look at it. Yeah, I'll have to zoom in this. I'll ask these people here.
Oh, look, see, you can see I spoke on that one.
No, you did speak on this one. It says here. So I'll read this here. She is shown here in the white shirt bent over the body with the man in the green shirt. Okay, this person, there's something here. A woman dressed in all black crawls to the body while a girl in a purple hat reads her text message. And where is the green hat? It's like arrows everywhere.
I know. That particular image is not easy to look at, but again, there are others where it's very clear in other articles.
Okay, so that's the thing.
You have to go through all the articles.
This one, there's something here, but
yeah.
I think it's just trying to maybe get out of the way. Maybe just a photo that's in the way. If there's a video or something.
There, right there.
This one here.
Open that one up. That's, yeah.
Again, I can't confirm 100%. It just looks like it's in the way.
Well, if it was, he's got. That's not the only one he's got.
No, I know, but it's a video. Where's the video? Original video.
That I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's got links somewhere, but.
So that's the thing. If there's a video showing something, so I'll ask these people right here. Do research for me and find this. Find okay, that's but anyways, that's a bit, and the time is 3:33 now, my time. So
yes, I was gonna say it's 6:33 here.
All right, yeah. So let's see what else. I'll leave this for another rabbit hole. This one, and this is pretty
yeah,
wild stuff.
It is.
All right.
You know. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we've gone through a lot. Is there anything else? Also, this other one here. Paul Alex Lafayette confirms TT Brown. This part here. I want to get through here. And you said you talked to him, and then he confirms that video that you showed.
Yeah, I communicated with him. I didn't actually speak verbally, but we had some back and forth. And I asked him about what I presented in that video you showed at the beginning, and he confirmed that that's what was going on, that I got it right. So
yeah, and this guy, see his background. Did he work with Brown? How did he work?
I don't believe he did. No, in fact, like I said, he came up with subquantum kinetics, a counter theory to the Einsteinian bunk that does not need renormalizations.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about those, but doesn't need them. Does not need ad hoc garbage like dark energy and dark matter. And it's Euclidean.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I think it comes down to.
Okay, so, and he was the one that was trying to, when he came up with SQK, subquantum kinetics, which, by the way, was an as above, so below approach. He took chemical kinetics and applied them subquantumly. and discovered he was predicting all these mysteries that the Einsteinian bunk kept producing, and including the Biefeld-Brown effect. But he didn't know it was the Biefeld-Brown effect, and he thought he'd made an error. And he was checking it and combing through it, trying to figure out where he made his mistake. And then he discovered Thomas Townsend Brown and went, oh, that's what it's describing.
No,
I guess I got it right.
No, that's great stuff. Let's see if there's an article on this gravitics and starburst. This is that same website.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on that because that was his website.
Oh, this is his website. Okay,
Yeah, no, I don't know. They may have tinkered with it since he passed.
But here, starburst researcher Paul Avier has shown that subquantum mechanics provides the basis for understanding the electrogravitic propulsion experiments of Thomas Townsend Brown, Jean-Claude Lafrierge, and Eugene Podklevanov, John Searle, and others. Interesting. The John Searle one, John Hutchison calls John Searle a scammer. That's an interesting one. But also, but the Thomas Townsend Brown one, John Hutchison actually did some experiments replicating it. So that was pretty interesting. He says it was quite interesting. So this is, I think, I assume this is written by Paul Laviette.
I believe that was.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's passed now. Broke my heart, but.
But he is here. Yeah, so he explains an asymmetrical capacitor. So this is definitely something to look at here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I.
Yeah, and I just want to put it here because he adds links to other stuff.
Cool.
No, this is cool stuff. Thank you. And.
Yeah.
No, okay. And you passed 2022. Yeah, and. Archon, because some people are saying. Who built the World Trade Center are the same people that brought them down. COVID was my wake-up call. Guys, just going off on a tangent.
Oh, I woke up on 9/11 on 9/12.
Oh, wow. Nice. I woke up in like 2017.
Well, see, the thing is, I was working as a civilian, as a graphic designer on a military base.
Oh, wow. Military base.
Yes.
Okay,
a Marine base.
This is another another plot twist to your life story.
And some of the guys there were explosives experts, demolition experts.
Yeah, but
and they were sitting there contemplating and discussing how they possibly got the explosives into the buildings to bring them down like that.
Yeah, but in this channel, just a note, we don't believe in explosives.
I think there were explosives for the initial blast.
Well, those ones could be, the impact. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, the initial blasts were definitely explosive, and then they hit them with the dews, and they went.
Oh yeah. So those two explosions, that was
so they
something.
They were trying to figure out how they got the explosives when the first, especially right after the first tower was hit, and we got the news, and they're watching. How did they get the explosives? And they talked about it and discussed it, and then the next day when they said, "Oh no explosives, jet fuel," I went.
So they switched up. Okay, yeah, because initially. Initially there were reports on that.
I said something's up with this shit. But then I'd already woken up in about 1999 when I realized that they had made illegal probably the most beneficial herb on the planet. And I got to looking at why.
Was marijuana or yeah,
cannabis.
No. Yeah, that's wild. Yes, and so those people that was in a military base, they were wondering if there was an explosives in those first two impacts.
They weren't wondering. They were trying to figure out how they knew that it was explosive.
Yeah.
They were trying to figure out how they got them in the building.
Yeah. So my view, like I'm still not 100% sure what it could have been, but I think it possibly was a bunker buster missile or some sort of device like that where it explodes on impact, like after impact, or some sort of even more exotic directed energy, even the explosion as well. Just because as it exploded, there's a lot of paper that wasn't burned. So it's like,
well, yeah, but the thing is that first of all, the explosives wouldn't necessarily, you know, the pressure would blow a lot of papers out if there was a lot of papers in the office.
Yeah, but the amount of paper.
Burn them all right away. The pressure would get rid of a lot of papers, but then it didn't really burn that much before
afterwards,
they hit them with the dews.
No, I agree.
Down, which didn't mess with paper.
No, I agree with that. Just because I think similar dew is like classified tech. What if there's some sort of other explosive that you can do? Because there was in the 80s they were talking about cold explosions that they can set off explosives. It's similar to the dew. You can turn things to dust. But you could also make an explosion at a distance just by intersecting electromagnetic frequencies.
That's conceivable.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by it could be something.
It looked like what you might expect explosives to look like. But I think there's a good possibility that what you described might be correct.
Yeah.
For the simple reason that it so neatly put an airplane.
Yeah, because the thing is, the
outline.
Well, that's the thing. I think regardless of what it was, I think that outline of the plane was done by directed energy weapon afterwards. I think regardless. Do you get my? So I think whatever that explosion, whether it's explosive inside a bunker buster missile or a directed energy weapon, I think forming that plane-shaped hole, I think requires more than just any explosives. If you look at the damage there. How it's perfectly like has the wing tips, etc.
Oh, yeah. No, I could tell that whatever did that damage was not a plane.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But what I mean is the impact hole. I think is also not explosives. It's like a cookie cutter. It's like literally someone lasered in a cookie cutter shape. And also, and another part about the explosive stuff is because. The object seen, although again it's not a Boeing, a real Boeing, it still was seen in the sky. So somehow they have to time that in exactly with the explosion. So if you just look at, see my screen. This on the top left is the second quote plane. There's a delayed. Notice it goes through like a hologram, and then there's a delayed explosion. Now if you look on the right, this is a bunker buster missile. It goes in, explodes afterwards. Again, very similar.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is what an actual plane does. It just disintegrates. And then the bottom to the bottom of the left is a jet, 500 miles an hour. This one's just a plane. It can't even go through wooden poles and so on.
Yeah, it was very, very clear that a plane did not make that cute little hole. It looked like a plane.
Yeah. No, definitely, yeah. And it has the wingtips there. Let's see, hole impact. It's very impact. Once a 911 and gyroscopes, like I can get on a tangent forever. Actually, going back to the, so here's you can see like there's literally cutouts in the steel there. This is the kamikaze ones in 1945. It can't even puncture thinner, weaker steel.
No.
And look at it right now. It looks like that.
Pancakes right onto it.
Yeah, and it barely punctures the inside it. It's like just tiny bit.
Yep.
And then where's this one completely in? And so on.
That was definitely.
Yeah. No,
listen,
definitely.
I'm either going to have to take a break or we might want to.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. We can end it as well. I just want to say someone commented first time ever today on Rumble. Says they got the explosives in, replacing the tech and security teams and baddies do the thing. Okay, possibly. But again, we'll see what that. But yeah.
Oh, it's my friend Yayo.
Oh, yeah, Gerardo.
Gerardo.
Okay. No, that's yeah. You know everybody here. That's crazy.
I do. I know everybody.
All right, so I think it's pretty much it. We had a bunch of chatting there. I learned a whole bunch, and again, this live stream, your story was way more like next level than I could have imagined.
Well, I'm glad to have provided.
Yeah, So great stuff, and I want to say, yeah. So again, I'll be supporting your work so on the Hive blockchain. So all of my votes have a lot of Hive power. So I'll help you fund it. And if you need help with how it works, how the HBD works, how the savings account works, I can help you with that. And also,
Okay.
I recommend uploading on 3Speak. You could just sign in with an email and you connect your Hive account to it, and then then it automatically posts on Hive as well. So on Peaked. So when you go to 3Speak, upload it, and I'll upload your videos as well. You could upload your old videos, and I'll do that.
Okay. Okay.
So it doesn't need to be new videos. I'll just send a link to you there, and yeah. So that is all for today, and so yeah, it's great having you, and
Yeah, it was awesome to be on.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Thanks for sharing your story and just getting there on there, and keep up the great work, and yeah, hopefully I can help you out and so on.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So you could say bye. Any last words you want for the audience?
Love always.
All right, love always, guys, and have a good one, guys, and yeah, great time, and yeah, have a good one. All right, and actually, I'll end this stream here, and hey, guys, I'm ending the stream. 3, 2, 1, and go, and stop recording. All right, so I stopped the stream, and we are good to go.
All right.
All right, have a good one. Yeah, thanks for
You
joining.
too.